You're up in three.
Good Saturday morning. This is James Spann. This is the Alabama Weather Network. We are live here right at 6 o'clock. It's 6:03. And we have very cold Arctic air moving into the state. And we have snow showers and snow flurries over the northern two-thirds of the state early this morning. And we're going to be here with all of your videos, photos. We have chasers in the field. We have our extensive Skycam network. And you're going to see all of this as we'll walk you through what happens this morning. And let's just say up front that these snow showers are relatively scattered. Some of you getting a really good snow shower. The snow is really coming down. For others, not a single flake. And that's the way it's going to be today. Some of you could see 1/2 inch, maybe 1 inch of snow. Others will see nothing. In some places, we could see icy roads. In some places, the roads will simply be dry. We will try and answer all of your questions and try and give you answers as we go along this morning. And remember, just up front, most of the questions involve road conditions. And as I often say, we possess no knowledge of future road conditions. We're not in the road business, we're in the weather business. And again, the Algo Traffic app, the Alabama Department of Transportation app, shows real-time road conditions. Of course, most of the major apps on your phones, Apple Maps, Google Maps, Waze, you can see real-time road conditions. But again, we do have some icy roads over Jackson County in northeast Alabama. We'll go to Bill here in a minute. Bill's got a lot of photos. We have one shot up in Jackson County from the EM office up there that shows a pretty icy road at Bryant up in the northeastern corner of the state. In the field, up top, we've got Kevin Henderson. Kevin is in DeKalb County in northeast Alabama. He's moving north up toward Jackson County. And again, in the lower box down here, we have Skycam views from all across North Alabama. And the Skycam views are rotating through. And again, once we get the sun up and we're starting to get a little daylight, it's going to be much better to see what's actually happening in real time here. But the one thing for sure, forget the snow, everybody's going to be in brutally cold air this weekend. If we can pop up temperatures real quick, Drew, just wanted to show you where we stand with temperatures. And these numbers will not change much all day long. What you see this morning is what you're going to get much of the day today. We're currently in the teens. Cullman, Huntsville, Florence, Hamilton. We've got low 20s, Birmingham and Gadsden, mid 20s, Anniston, Tuscaloosa, below freezing with upper 20s all the way down to Mobile. And again, if we put the wind chill index up real quick, Drew, the wind is going to be fierce today, gradient winds. We're going to see very low wind chill indices throughout the day today. And the winds could gust as high as potentially 30, 40 miles per hour in spots. These are current wind chill indices. It feels like 4 in Cullman and Huntsville, feels like 10 in Birmingham. Wind chill indices in the teens down to Dothan and Mobile. And if we can pop up the wind gust real quick, Drew, just wanted to show that. This is not a good way to start Saturday morning. Understand with temperatures in the teens and 20s, you've got winds gusting to 32 at Birmingham, winds gusting to 25 at Huntsville, 23 Montgomery. And again, we might see winds gusting up to 30, maybe 40 miles per hour, especially on the ridge tops today. So there's a wind advisory for much of the state. We have cold advisories for much of the state. And let's put the winter weather advisory up. And again, I don't want you to focus too much on this. This is basically implying that these are the only counties that will have snow today. That is not true. We know that we've got snow showers and snow flurries over the whole northern two-thirds of the state. But this is where the greatest probability of problems will be today. And quite frankly, it's going to be pretty much the same in Jackson and DeKalb. This stretch of east and northeast Alabama, that's where the better chance of accumulating snow will be. And again, we'll see those snow showers mainly this morning. So if we can, Drew, let's go to that Anniston's cam. Just wanted to show you in a little bigger box here what it's starting to look like in different parts of the state. And this is our Skycam at Anniston. And you can see these are basically snow flurries here. It's 23, northwest wind 9, gusting to 31. At this point, we're not seeing any major accumulation here. But obviously, the one concern we have is that with 23 degrees, temperatures going nowhere, anything that gets down is going to stay down for a while, obviously. But the ice accretion on roads, it is radically different at 23 compared to 33. Now, the one positive here, it's kind of fluffy snow and it's very windy. And we're going to see, a lot of this just blowing around, not getting on the roads, but some probably will. Let's pull up Cullman, Drew. Again, we're just going to show some different views from the Skycam network. And again, the region Skycams are absolutely critical on a day like today. Let's take that full, Ryan. And again, you'll just see little light snow. Looks like there's a little bit on the roads. This is downtown Cullman. And look at the numbers. That's brutal. Snowing, 17 degrees. North wind at 19, gusting to 28. Welcome to the sunny south. It feels like about 3 or 4 in Cullman now. And you can see traffic's moving along okay. But again, just, it's 17 degrees. Again, I will tell you the ice accretion process on roads, it is radically different. Let's check the Nakalula Falls camera. We'll leave these full for just a second, Ryan. And again, we just want to give you a look out the window. That's the first thing people want to do when we've got something like this, and we'll just let you look out the window. Not seeing much at this point there, which is, again, up on the mountain overlooking the city of Gadsden. Just a few little light flurries going on there. Let's go to downtown Birmingham. Any questions about the larger cities? And we've got the Skycam at Region Center. We've had flurries in Birmingham this morning, but obviously traffic's moving along fine. Really, the only traffic issues we've heard are up in the northeastern corner of the state, specifically in Jackson County, especially up on some of the ridgetops up around Bryant, where we got some pretty icy roads. But again, Birmingham looks good. That's Interstate 5920 at the termination of the Red Mountain Expressway, just east of the BJCC complex in downtown Birmingham. So things are looking good there. So we'll go back to the regular triple box here for just a second. And Bill, I want, if you're ready, just when you're ready, raise your hand, Bill, and we're going to go to him in just a second to go to some of your images, videos, because that's where the rubber meets the road, if you will. This is where people live, and we've got a lot of flurries and snow showers early this morning. Again, you can see Governor's Drive in Huntsville, and again, it's just dry there. Huntsville has not seen that much snow, and again, the better chance of icy spots on roads will be across east and northeast Alabama. And we stress we've had no reports of problems this morning other than Jackson County, which is the northeastern corner of the state. But again, we're going to see these off and on snow showers through the morning hours. And it should be pretty much over by noon, early afternoon. And then it's just windy and cold throughout the day today. But again, just if you'll watch us, you'll see these cameras rotating through, and hopefully we'll be able to you can kind of pick out the view from your hometown and see how things are looking there. And again, Kevin Henderson is up in northeast Alabama, and obviously that's fine. He's along Interstate 59. I believe Kevin is headed out of DeKalb County up into Jackson County. And he'll be up in a spot where we've had some road conditions. So, Drew, I got a question for you. And this is, I should know this. I know this, John Oshu says Fairview has a good view. There's a lot of Fairviews in Alabama. There's a Fairview in Cullman County. There's a Fairview in Chilton County.
This is the Cullman.
Okay, so we have a Cullman County Fairview sky. Let's pull that thing up real quick.
Yeah,
Alabama has a lot of different towns named the same in different parts of the state, which would be a little confusing here. So this is a Skycam at Fairview, home of the Fairview Aggies.
Hold on, let me get it pulled up here.
In Cullman County. Again, this is section. That's coming from Wethington Park, which is that beautiful spot overlooking the Tennessee River. And again, once the sun gets up, it's going to be a lot easier to see a lot of things, obviously, in terms of snow flurries and snow showers early this morning.
Give me 1 second, James. I'm going to have to.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I'm finding it currently.
All right, let's go to Bill. Bill, we've got all kind of stuff coming in from our viewers, and we are not seeing you on WEX 05.
I don't understand why. I keep putting it up there. It's up there. Going to studio.
Okey-doke.
We'll come back to that and see why.
Yeah. Tell you what, if nothing else, I'll throw mine up there. And let's see, what I want to do, I'll throw up one shot real quick. Let's see, let's pull up WEX 05. Yeah, so this is what the roads look like at Bryant in Jackson County in northeast Alabama. And again, I want to stress, most roads are not like this, all right? Most roads are just dry. with snow flurries just flying around, light snow. But where the heavier snow showers form this morning, that can happen. And the problem is that when that happens, it's not going to get any better today, tonight, or tomorrow morning. Temperatures will stay well below freezing all day today, obviously all night tonight. And temperatures tomorrow getting up into the mid-30s, so improvements will not happen where we've got icy roads until tomorrow afternoon. And again, I want to stress this is just in Jackson County, again up in northeast Alabama. So again, that's the situation there. So let's go back to our triple box. And again, Bill, WX05 is okay here, so you might be airplaying to another source here. All right. All right, 6:14. This is James Spann. We're with Drew McCombs, Bill Murray. We are covering a cold wave snow shower event that is in the northern two-thirds of Alabama. And again, the radar is going to have a really, really, really hard time detecting snow flurries. The radar beam goes in a straight line. The earth is curved. This is light precipitation, very low to the ground, and it's literally under the radar. So in a lot of cases, we just simply, radar is not that useful on a day like today, but where you see the blue, any spots in here, there certainly could be a few snow showers and snow flurries, and even where you don't see the blue, there could be a few snow showers. Again, that's Coleman. You can see snow coming down steadily. Roads are relatively dry. Bill, you okay over there? We good?
Don't know till Brian pulls me up. I'm like, yeah,
that's
now
me.
we're good.
Or is
Oh,
that
that's
you?
I think it's me. I think it is actually me. I
Okay,
picked the same
I believe that
picture.
is you. Yes,
It
that's
is
you.
me. Yeah.
All right, go. You take it.
James,
Go.
yeah, a little bit. Josh Whitcomb, one of our outstanding emergency managers, Jackson County, sent in these pictures, James, and these are some of the most important ones we've seen so far this morning. He's reporting snow-covered roads in Flat Rock, Higdon, and Bryant. This picture is from Flat Rock. You just showed that picture, James, earlier, Alabama 73 at County Road 90 there in Bryant. And that's what we were picking up there. Here's a video from Coleman. We've been seeing these flizzards all morning, James. I went on a flizzard hunt earlier on the network, but this is Coleman right here. This is Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Don't panic. This is what some real snow looks like.
We'll tell you when to panic. We will tell you when to panic. This is not the time.
They're having some. They're going to have some impressive snows in the Carolinas today. We're going to miss out on that. This is Cherokee County from Spring Garden, James. A few snowflakes collecting. Quite fun for a Saturday morning. This is Thorsby down in Chilton County. A little bit of a flizzard going on there. I think that picture showing a really good image. This is Russellville. I assume this is a little bit of snow collecting on the gravel road there, and you can see the snow flurry going on in the lights on that street light there. This is from Green Pond down in Bibb County. You see another little flurry going on there. And this is driving along the Franklin-Winston County area up in northwest Alabama, showing the Space Invaders look there as the asteroids, I guess, is if I want to date myself back to the 80s for a game there. But we appreciate you sending videos. Please make sure that you're not driving when you send them. And this is downtown Birmingham, right outside where we are. This is from one of our contributors. Earlier we were seeing, snow on the radar that was not really reaching the ground, but here at 6:09, this really was starting to fall very rapidly there. This image right here, I'm not sure, I didn't caption it. I'll have to go back and report in on that. But James, here's a real pretty little snowflake that someone sent, just a perfect little dendrite. And I thought we'd show a picture of that from this morning. So if you get out, catch one of these on your tongue, catch it on your glove, take a picture of it and send it to us.
Good deal. So it's 6:17, and we are watching. There's our Fairview camera.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, and this is the Coleman County. This is the Coleman County Fairview. I want to make it clear. This is not the Chilton County Fairview. This is the Coleman County Fairview. Because we do have snow falling in Chilton County as well. And again, you can see in the light, and of course, it is really windy. Again, we're going to have winds ramping up to gusting to 25, 30, 35, maybe 40 miles per hour today. So these cameras are shaking and baking. But again, that is snow that is falling in Chilton County at Fairview, which is northeast of Coleman. And we'll go back to our triple box. And again, we're going to go to Drew in just a second, let him kind of review what's going to happen during the course of the day today and days to come. We are going to warm up in the week ahead. We'll be back in the 50s by midweek. And the next event will be rain at midweek, late Tuesday night, maybe into Wednesday morning. But again, now that the sun is up, we'll be able to see much better. And again, watching the traffic coming in here, looks like Kevin is on Highway 117, on Highway 40 now, and he's headed up into the northeastern corner of the state. And we're going to get a really good look at those issues we've seen up in Jackson and northern DeKalb counties, up on the ridges. Of course, up in northeast Alabama, you've got Lookout Mountain and Sand Mountain. So let's go back to the radar behind me here real quick, Drew. We'll just kind of leave that up as a general thing. And again, we'll rotate through all of these sky cams in the box you see right down here, that lower box. And we'll be here for a couple of hours this morning. Again, this is not the winter storm of the century. This is not the bigger issues will be east and northeast of Alabama. We got winter storm warnings in effect for northeast Georgia, the Carolinas, southern Virginia, the Great Smokies. Had some great shots earlier this morning coming in from Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, where they've got some really good snow. And again, for Alabama, just these fingers, snow showers and snow flurries. And typically we have a few little enhanced bands, and they are scattered and they are random. It might literally snow in your front yard and not snow in your backyard. It's like the showers we have on summer days, random air mass showers, kind of the same thing today. But where we have the little heavier convective snow showers that pop up on the backside of this departing low, that's where we could see some light accumulation and some icy travel issues here. And again, the greatest chance of that will be across northeast and north Alabama. And from time to time, you can actually have lake effect snow bands here coming off the Tennessee River. I've seen it over and over the years, coming from Lake Gunnersville, sometimes coming from Weiss Lake. Little small enhanced areas where some folks might get 2 inches of snow. On either side of that little band, you get absolutely nothing. So again, that's the what we'll be watching for this morning. And of course, the models don't have the grid resolution really to do that, and it's impossible to know in advance where those little convective snow shower bands set up. But they can be surprising. But we're very thankful this is a Saturday morning. It's not a school day, which takes a lot of the complications out of that. On a day like today, whether you go to school or not go to school, it's a nightmare for the superintendents, those that make the decisions, because they know, like us in the weather business, whatever you do, you're going to make somebody mad. So again, we don't have to worry about the school decisions today, but still, a lot of folks are asking questions. They've got a lot of things they need to travel to. And again, the only road problems we have heard in this state are from Jackson County in northeast Alabama. And again, we're going to have Kevin Henderson, who is roaming the streets of northeast Alabama. Again, he's on Highway 40 now, north of Fort Payne. And you can see the road there is dry. He's got snow flurries coming down, and light snow flurries at this point. And many of you have snow flurries in progress. And again, we're going to be showing specific video from you. But Drew, let me just kind of let you walk us through what's to come today, tonight, tomorrow, in terms of the forecast element of this whole thing.
Yeah, James, we'll take a look at that. And obviously, we've zoomed in here on some of the current radar picture that's happening there. So we're getting a good bit of snow there in the northeastern part of the state, which is, basically what we had been saying would be the best chance of seeing some snow for today, and seeing enough to maybe do a little bit of accumulation. And a lot of that has to do with, and we'll kind of zoom out here, the big system off towards the east. So, we're kind of on the western periphery of that. Obviously, much heavier snow occurring further towards the east in the Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina, eastern Tennessee, up into Virginia. The low itself is continuing to strengthen off the coast there out in the Atlantic, but as that cold air surges in with the moisture kind of getting wrapped around it, we're seeing quite a bit of snow there, and you see a lot of the snow reports popping up there on the map. But of course, again, we're kind of on that far western side of it, but we're getting just enough to see some snow on that eastern side of the state. So yeah, let's take a look at kind of what we're going to expect here for the rest of the day, starting off with this morning. So we're looking at it right now, and again, this is the model data. It's actually probably underselling what we're seeing currently on the radar, showing some of the heavier showers there on the eastern side. But again, we've seen that we've got a little bit more further towards the west. But what we're expecting to see as we move through time here is, maybe some continuing snow showers for a few more hours, but the idea is that things should start to ramp down as we get into the early afternoon. Now, you see the temperatures are still going to be extremely cold, and so and the wind is going to be really kicking up as well. And so we've got temperatures as we get into the afternoon that are still going to be in the 20s, and then extremely brisk northwesterly winds. And you can see down into the southern part of the state, we'll be only kind of hovering around freezing basically most of the day. And then further to the east, you see the heavy snow continues in eastern Georgia, back over in the Carolinas. But again, it looks like things should start to wind down some here. We'll still have some lingering clouds. And as we get into the evening, though, it looks like there may be a few more showers, snow showers that start trying to develop again in the northern part of the state. So we've seen this with the model trends as well, where we kind of get maybe a little bit of a lull this afternoon, and then we get a few more snow showers, maybe not as widespread as what we're seeing right now is what it looks like. It might be a little bit more isolated, but this still could be a situation. You see how some of these are sort of linear in nature here, and so you could still get some of these little streaming bands where if you get underneath one of those, if one of those happens to be right over your house, you might get a decent little burst of snow for a little bit that might wipe the ground again. Noticing that the temperatures are still going to be in the 20s. We're going to basically be in the 20s all day long in the northern part of the state and near freezing in the southern part of the state all day long. So just a bitterly cold day, and then again, more snow showers possible tonight. But it looks like at this point that it will likely be more isolated. There won't be as much coverage as what we're seeing right now, especially as you look in the northeastern part of the state. And then again, as we get into Sunday morning, the temperatures themselves will be well down in the teens, maybe lower than that in the northern part of the state. The wind chills are really going to be where we have issues. But again, as we kind of move past that, Sunday we see the sunshine return, but it'll still be really cold out there. Now let's take a quick look at we're going to kind of throw in the road temperatures as part of this equation as well. Pull that up here real quick. So we'll kind of overlay the road temperatures along with the potential for the snow as well. And you can see we're seeing evidence of it already in some of the areas where the snow's falling, that obviously we're well down in the 20s for the actual temperature, in the teens for the temperatures in many spots in that part of the state. And the road temperatures themselves are already below freezing. And so that is allowing anything that does fall to kind of sit on the roads. However, because it's so windy, from what I've seen in many spots, outside of a few spots there in kind of in Sand Mountain and Jackson County, but it looks like in a lot of spots still the snow is light enough that the snow is just kind of blowing around because it's so windy, and we're not seeing it just kind of sit there and freeze to the road or anything quite yet, at least in a lot of the places we're seeing. But just kind of going through and talking about what the road temperature should do through the morning. So as we get in the next couple of hours, still some lingering snow showers, especially on the northeastern side of the state. But you see the road temperatures start to recover a little bit. We expect as we get later this morning and into the afternoon, the road temperature should get back above freezing. So the idea would be that hopefully the road issues will be relatively short-lived this morning, and then as we get later in the day, any roads that did get a little bit of snow on them should be warmer than freezing enough for things to not be bad for too long in those areas where it occurred. But again, you see later on tonight we quickly dip back down, and so any of the snow showers that do fall tonight, the roads will be cold enough again where there could be a few more slick spots. So that'll be something we'll need to continue to watch, but it's looking like at least during the middle of the day today, things should improve there in the places where any of the snow has fallen on the roads there, James.
Okay, let's see. This is live drone video coming from Kevin Henderson, and I don't think we can talk with Kevin. If we can, let us know. But Kevin is up. Kevin, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Tell us where you are exactly.
I believe this is 75 North. We are just north of Fort Payne.
Okay, so again, this is along Alabama Highway 75, north of Fort Payne in northeast Alabama. And Kevin, just some quick observations. You've been on the road. Looks like the roads are relatively dry at this point.
Observation is it's just getting started here. We didn't have any snow on the ground about maybe 4 or 5 miles ago, but it just started snowing and it's accumulating on the roads. No travel issues right now, but we'll see how things go as the day progresses here.
All right. So are you closer to Henniger or Eider? What's the closest town to your location?
Uh, I think it's Henniger. I see Henniger. I'm at the corner of 75 and 40.
Yeah. Okay. You're in Henniger. Okay. So, thanks, Kevin. So again, Kevin is in Henniger in northeast Alabama. That's at the intersection of Highway 40 and Alabama Highway 75. And again, this is exclusive live drone video. This is what we do here on the Alabama Weather Network. You don't see this on the local stations. We've got the deep resources we need to be successful to help you make decisions that are right for you and your family, instead of just relying on radar, which is not helpful on a day like today. What's helpful? It's this. This is absolute gold here. And again, Alabama Highway 75, right there by the McDonald's and Jack's in Henniger. And you can see that we have a dusting of snow, and it's just getting started. We're going to see these snow showers and snow flurries throughout the day, the morning today at least. And so again, the snow will only get, the snow accumulation, while it's light, will only increase over the next couple of hours. And again, we stress it is not snowing everywhere, but we've got snow as far south as Chilton County and places like Maplesville. They've seen some decent snowflakes falling this morning. We've had snow in the Birmingham metro. It's been snowing in Anniston. And again, these little snow bands are going to be setting up in various locations across the state this morning. And like we talked about, it's almost like a summer type day where, in some cases you'll get absolutely nothing. In other cases, you'll get a pretty good little band of convective snow here. And again, like we've talked about, even the good high-resolution models don't have the grid resolution to handle this, and you just simply have to watch for trends. And since so much of this snow is literally under the radar, it's really hard to use radar. You think it's snowing and there's nothing on radar. So this is why these, all of our sky cams, the region sky cams, and the drone shots we're seeing coming from people like Kevin Henderson are critical. So again, and Brett just said on us that there's feedback loop on audio. Is he talking to me or?
I think maybe talking to Kevin. I don't know if Kevin just may need to make sure he doesn't have the audio going in.
Yeah, we can bring Kevin's audio down and just back up whenever we talk to him from here. So Ryan has Kevin's audio down. And again, if you're just joining us, this is a live look coming from the intersection of Alabama Highway 40 and 75 up in northeast Alabama. This is in DeKalb County, and that's right at Henniger, a little to the northwest of Fort Payne, west of Valley Head and Mentone. And we've had some reports of road problems in Jackson County this morning up around Bryant. And if these convective snow bands continue, obviously we're going to see some road issues down into DeKalb and ultimately other parts of east Alabama. And again, winter weather advisories cover this part of the state. And again, this will go on through the morning hours, and with temperatures going nowhere today. Obviously, any ice accretion on roads will not improve through tonight. It'll be tomorrow afternoon before we see any improvement. When the sun comes up, and we get some of this stuff going away. So again, we're gonna stay with the various shots you see here, and again, watch the Skycam rotation here. Hopefully, you'll see your hometown here as you ask questions there. And again, this is Kevin's shot coming from Henniger in DeKalb County, up in northeast Alabama. So everybody will deal with a cold. Some of you dealing with snow this morning. And almost all the questions we're getting, it involves road conditions. And again, that's the one thing we cannot offer. It's giving you specific road conditions, or we don't know future road conditions. We can show the weather. But where the heavier snow showers do form, there certainly could be some icy spots on roads and bridges. And with temperatures in the teens and 20s through much of the day today, any ice accretion on roads will certainly not go away. Thankfully, this is relatively light, fluffy, powdery type snow. It's not the heavier, wet snow that we see when temperatures are warmer. And the other good thing about this is the fact that we're not going to see any melting. What got us in snow? Boy, look at that. The snow's getting heavier there. That's a pretty good snow shower. Wow. Again, this is a really good convective snow shower that is in northeast Alabama. But what got us in trouble in Snowmageddon, the snow came down and the snow melted. The ground was warm. But it was 17, 18 degrees like this. The snow melted, immediately turned to ice. We had a flash freeze. In this case, the ground is not warm. It's cold. And so the snow is not going to melt, and we're not going to have a flash freeze, but this will just simply be snow that accumulates on road surfaces. And it's a little easier to drive on snow than ice. I'm not sure that I'd want to drive on either one. But again, this would be snow down on the roads and not ice. There won't be a base of ice, thankfully, in this case. But still, it's obviously with these heavier snow showers like this, it's going to be a situation where there could be some slick spots. Just use your common sense. And the one thing we don't want to do here on the Alabama Network, we don't treat you like idiots. We don't tell you how to dress. We don't tell you how to drive. You know how to do that. It's just I've never have understood this theory of some weather people that they want to tell you, well, at 8 o'clock, put on your mittens. At 9 o'clock, take your mittens off. At 2 o'clock, put on your extra. You know how to dress yourself. Everybody's different. Listen, I wear cargo shorts I wore cargo shorts coming into work this morning. I mean, don't tell me how to dress. I don't understand. Some of these consultants, they will drive you crazy. But we have the only consultants are us. So again, Kevin's bringing the drone down. And again, this is Henniger, DeKalb County. You can see that vehicle is getting pretty much covered with snow. Drew, is that your truck?
No, I need to get a truck, actually.
I think that's John Olshoe drives a 1947 Ford model, I think. That might be, but that looks like a more current model. Yeah. And we do think John is with us this morning. John is helping with the sky cams this morning. But again, that's a pretty good look at the road you see there. And again, bandwidth a little constrained, but still, that's a really good look at what the road conditions are like in the northeastern part of the state. And we've seen traffic moving along Highway 75 this morning. And we think the speed limit might be 45.
Yeah, let's get a view of it.
And I think whenever Kevin zooms into something, there's a reason for that. There might be the snow accretion on that particular road there. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I saw some. I wasn't sure if that was holes. Yeah, so some bonehead's been shooting at speed limit signs. Wow.
Not a fan of that speed limit. Oh, somebody just went past probably faster than 45.
I do think they might have been going faster than 45, and I would not advise going faster than 45 on a day like today. I do some people where I came from, Kevin, they'll shoot those drones down. So hopefully nobody's going to take the gun and go for the drone. That will ruin everybody's day. But Kevin, while I got your mic up here, it looks like the snow is indeed accumulating or sticking. When I was young, that's what all the older folks, is it going to stick? But it looks like we're starting to see some accumulation there. And Kevin, from your perspective, how have conditions changed over the last 10 minutes?
Looks like we're getting a nice white coat of snow on the road in the past few minutes.
Yeah, it's
just 10 minutes ago. This was completely dry.
So again, with this continuing, conditions will only deteriorate. So just again, if you got to drive somewhere, just be careful. Again, this is snow; it's not ice, but snow is very slick and slippery, and snow-covered roads and Alabama drivers don't do well. We have watched Alabama drivers not perform well in snow like that. And again, I will say, goodness, it really looks like, even as we're watching this in real time, those roads are rapidly changing. They've gone from the blacktop surface to snow-covered here. And especially on these ridge tops. Again, this is up on Sand Mountain in northeast Alabama, but again, the better accumulations will be over Sand Mountain and Lookout Mountain. But wow, that is a winter wonderland. And if you're just joining us, this is the Alabama Weather Network. We're live at 6:38. We're watching live video coming in from Kevin Henderson, who's got the drone up in northeast Alabama. It's brutally cold. Temperatures are in the teens and low 20s over North Alabama. Wind chill indices are down in the single digits this morning. And you can see the roads are becoming snow-covered and dangerous. And again, this would be just a good day if you can, just to kind of sit this one out where you got the heavier snow showers, because the last thing we want to do is have that drone up over a car pileup, an accident, a crash, where they've totaled their car or they're getting injured, and we just don't need that kind of thing on a Saturday morning. And I want to stress, it's not like this everywhere. For some of you, you've not had a single flake of snow. For others, it is like that. And this is what we talked about yesterday. The snow showers this morning are fairly random. They are more enhanced over the high terrain of northeast Alabama, down into the east central part of the state. Again, it's just amazing to me, Drew, to watch that shot there. That was blacktop asphalt, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now it's turning white.
Yeah, well, obviously like we talked about, the temperatures certainly help, and also even just with the really high snow ratios. I mean, we don't have a ton of moisture that's made it over here on this side of the system, but it's just so cold that I think we're getting some really high snow ratios. So anything that does fall is able to kind of accumulate, and more than it would if it was a wetter snow, if we had temperatures that were a lot warmer than what we're seeing right now. So yeah, it's definitely coming down, and it looks like too that looking at the radar that there is a heavy band you can see right over that area right now where he is at that intersection of 40 and 75 and near Henniger.
Hey, let me just say, too, and we're going to leave this up full screen for just a little bit, and that this is obviously the most compelling video of the moment, but I just got a note saying that Russellville, Franklin County, got a dusting overnight, and the report says our road appears very icy. And that's in Franklin County. That's over on the other side of the state. What you're seeing here, this is northeast Alabama. Of course, Russellville's over in Franklin County in northwest Alabama. So again, we've got a dusting in many places. Just saw a shot here from East Franklin County. But that looks like Buffalo, New York. I mean, come on now. Instead of Henniger, Alabama. Wow. And understand, this could be, and I'm not saying it is, we need to do some analysis on this, but this could be an enhanced lake effect snow band coming off Lake Guntersville and the Tennessee River. And again, this is nothing new. I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen these little enhanced lake effect snow bands. And it's conceivable that might be the situation here. And then you've got upslope from the terrain where the air is lifted, coming off that warmer lake water, and you can see some pretty decent snow rates here. We should mention while we're watching Kevin's video here, we've also got Brett Adair out this morning, and Brett is in northern Calhoun County. He's around Jacksonville, and he's probably going to head up toward Piedmont, maybe up into Cherokee County, in the same zone here. And again, when we get Brett's drone up, we'll be watching his video as well. And this is one of the things we want to do, not only during winter storms, but during severe weather, severe thunderstorm outbreaks, where we have severe local convective storms. We know that you will respond when you see the weather. When people see some old guy like me standing in front of radar for 8 hours, they get bored. They don't do anything. But if you can see it, if you can see the weather, you can make decisions that are the right decisions for your family based on what's actually happening by looking out the window. And that's one of the things we wanted to do with this network when it started, was to build a team of people like Kevin and Brett, John Oldshoe, those in the field, that will be able to do this. And this will make a tangible difference in the lives of the people of this state. So thank you for following. If you've not followed us on social media, do that. Our YouTube channel, download the apps for your TV, your phone, your tablet. You can see all this in real time. And Bill, we're going to hold the drone here because the drone batteries don't last forever here. We're going to come to you in just a second. As long as Kevin's got that drone up, we're going to stay with him. And we got a lot of your images that you're sending us, and we're thankful for that. And we should also mention we have a large team of sky watchers that we have a Slack work group, and these are weather enthusiasts. Many of them have been trained in storm spotting. They're very good at what they do, and they send us videos and images, and we're thankful for this. Over 2,000 sky watchers we have across the state, from the Tennessee Valley to the Gulf Coast, and those are extremely helpful. But again, I just think watching this in real time is really telling a story here. I mean, we've basically gone from a road that was just black, dry asphalt to a snow-covered road that is becoming, quite frankly, probably pretty dangerous to drive on. And again, for those just joining us, this is Henniger near the intersection. This is Alabama Highway 75 down below. This is near the intersection of Highways 75 and 40 up in the northeastern part of the state. And again, our concern, it's for these, especially the high terrain locations up in northeast Alabama, Jackson County, DeKalb County, down through Cherokee. But understand, and I know everybody say, what about us? We've got snow down almost to Montgomery, snow flurries and scattered snow showers. We've had snow over other parts of the Tennessee Valley, snow in northwest Alabama as well. And again, we're going to, in a minute, once we kind of get away from the drone shot here, we're going to go to Bill for your reports and your videos from different parts of the state. And we're thankful for everything that we get. Remember, we can't show it all, but we see it all in real time. And it's our window to the world. Obviously, with our drone crews in the field, those are just fixed locations at any given moment in time. And we got the Region Skycam network cameras all over the state. But again, we can't have cameras everywhere. Again, this is just, this tells a story. So we're going to stay with this for a little bit. And again, just a second, we're going to go to Bill Murray for your images and your video here. But I stress, most roads don't look like this. That's the one thing we don't want to do, is to give the illusion that the whole state is snow-covered like this. For many roads, it's simply dry. The Birmingham Metro, the Huntsville Metro, they seem to be in pretty good shape, just dry roads this morning. And again, here comes this guy, and he's taking it slow and easy, just like Foghat. You guys ever heard the song Slow Ride by Foghat?
Oh, yeah.
Bill is raising his hand over there. Drew, you're a kid. You've heard Slow Ride by Foghat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, we can't play music because we'll get, sued by the... Ryan, who sues you when you play music? With BMI, ASCAP, everybody, yeah.
If you sing it, you're all right?
If we sing it, they will turn off the stream. So we're not going to do that. But yeah, a slow ride is the appropriate thing to do here. But again, this is not Buffalo, New York. This is not Cleveland. This is not Duluth, Minnesota. This is Henniger, Alabama, early this morning on a frigid, snowy Saturday morning. And again, we're thankful that this is Saturday morning. It takes the pressure off. Sunday morning, you have church. Of course, obviously, Monday through Friday, the schools have to make decisions on this. And obviously, I think most schools would not be open today in DeKalb County and Jackson County where the roads are like this, because so many buses have to go across rural areas. Again, it's winter time, the dead of winter here across the Deep South. Again, that's kind of a point of reference, Andrew Lee Drive. And that goes down to the Henniger Industrial Park, as you can see. And this drone segment brought to you by Diesel Fuel Systems Incorporated. If you, we'll send them an invoice for an ad message after this is over. All right, so we'll give Kevin a chance to get those drone batteries recharged. Bill, let's go to you for a look at some of the viewer images and videos.
Okay, stand by just a second, James. I was downloading some more of those viewer images right there.
Yeah, they come in fast and furious, and we're thankful for that.
Well, yes, we are. You like that steady flow. I think we can take WEXO 5 now. This is Haleyville. In the last few minutes, you can see a little bit of snow beginning to stick. It's very dry. Snow, very small flakes. It'll blow around a lot, but if you get a lot of it in a short period of time, or you get a longer duration snow band, you're getting some accumulations. This is on top of Lookout Mountain at Rising Fawn, Georgia. Very nice snow there. Very strong cutoff right there on the Georgia border. It looks like it may be. This image right here from earlier, and it escapes me where this was from, James. I'm sorry, I'll come back to that. This is Knoxville in eastern Tennessee. Substantial snow going on there. This is Spring Garden over in Cherokee County, beginning to accumulate on the ground, getting a little dusting there like we called for. That's good. This is Battleground in Coleman County. Same thing. Some snow accumulating on the grass there. This is Pisgah. Decks and exposed surfaces are going to be a favored place for accumulation. This is a nice little dusting beginning to develop there. English Village, maybe someone could run by Continental Bakery and get, I don't know.
That's where all you hipsters hang out.
Exactly.
Bill's a hipster. He's the
It's not
hipster of the group.
it's
I hang
been
out
there-
at gas stations.
It's been there 50 years, James. English Village, a beautiful little dendrite. Doesn't even look real. It's so pretty. This is on top of Lookout Mountain at Mentone, up in northeast Alabama. We wondered what was going on up there. You see accumulating on the ground. This is Smoky Mountain snow. Now, this is the real deal right here, James. This beautiful image coming in at 6:36 this morning. Here's Alabaster with quite a blizzard going on there in Shelby County, about 6:35 this morning. Fruithurst over on the eastern side of the state, you can see the snow maybe accumulating a little bit on the dirt road there, the gravel road, and a nice pretty picture. This is also from Battleground, maybe in the same picture. I think I showed it twice. This is from Helena a little bit earlier, where you were last night, James. Some snow coming down there, and even from Prattville getting in on the act now with some nice little white flakes showing up on this beautiful red car. So that's some of the cool pictures that are coming in. Thanks for keeping them coming. I feel like Lucy on the assembly line over here with Viv trying to eat some of the chocolates from time to time, James, but this is why we love this.
Yeah, I do this every day. It's, again, Drew, kind of explain what you've got there. That's kind of a good look at that little enhanced snow band.
Yeah, James. Basically, we'll kind of animate it here a little bit. You can see I'm circling kind of this area here right near Henniger where Kevin's located right now. And I'll zoom in a little bit more, might make it a little bit easier to see it. But earlier, you still had snow already falling, but it was a lighter blue color. But you'll notice this darker blue starts to come in to that area. He's right here near that intersection of 75 and 40. And you can definitely see that darker blue is the heavier snow that moves in his area. Now, it does, I think the last time we looked at this video, it looked like it was starting to taper off just a little bit. It does look like that blue band moved a little bit further towards the east. So it's heading over in the direction of Valley Head. So, as it gets over there up on top, or basically that'll be moving through the valley, but then back on top of Lookout Mountain, places like Mentone could start to get another enhancement here in a little bit. But also, I drew another line here kind of roughly showing the sort of the brow of Sand Mountain there as it overlooks the Tennessee River. And you can really kind of see, even looking at that, there's your high top radar right there. But I think what you were talking about earlier, where you're getting maybe some river enhancement, but at least at a minimum, some orographic lift, some uplift from the air going up and over Sand Mountain. I think you're definitely seeing that on top of Sand Mountain, because I can see some darker returns there along kind of the whole length. And that makes sense with places like, we've already had some of these reports from Bryant and Flat Rock as being places that have seen more snow so far this morning that are up on top of the mountain. So places like that, Rosalie, Eider, Section, I would imagine, Sylvania, Rainsville, Fife, those places should be getting some decent snow rates right now as well. That's being kind of helped with that uplift. But again, as it moves further towards the east, decent chance as you get up on top of Lookout Mountain as well, where Mentone and places like that, Little River Canyon, you'll likely be seeing some enhanced snow rates in those areas as well. Okay.
All right, and just for the fun of it, let's pull up the Orange. I want Orange Beach. Is it Orange Beach? Yeah, to go to Orange Beach. Just I want to give you a little ray of sunshine. Since we like the contrast across Alabama, because we can have a huge contrast in weather conditions here. Yeah, check this out. I'm telling you, and notice it's 31 degrees. Understand it's not warm, but at least it's brighter. That's gorgeous. We've been watching the sun come up at Orange Beach. That's the Perdido Pass, and a lot of you have been through that pass, going deep sea fishing on vessels. And again, just wanted to show how beautiful this state is. And remember, you can see all of these sky cams on the region's Skycam network with the app anytime you want to. Full screen on your phone, your tablet, and they're just gorgeous. So, but 31 degrees on the Gulf Coast. So back to the boxes here, and again, we've got Kevin Henderson, who is on the road, and that is Kevin's video, right, fellas?
Yeah, that's still
okay.
Kevin. Mm-hmm.
So this is Kevin in DeKalb County. He's going up Highway 75 up toward Eider. And we've also got Brett Adair, who is live. And again, this is Coleman. And again, you can see that we just got a dusting on the pavement down here. But notice the numbers. It's 17 a north wind at 12, gusting to 29. That's got the wind chill index in the 0 to 5 degree range this morning. That's what it feels like. And we have similar wind chill indices all over the northern part of the state early this morning. So again, that's the Cullman view. And again, the snow showers will come and go, snow flurries and snow showers. And we've got reports of snow as far south as Autauga County in Prattville, just north of Montgomery. Most of the road conditions we've experienced, difficult travel, are across the northeastern corner of the state, specifically Jackson and DeKalb counties, where some roads have become snow-covered. This is coming from a section overlooking the Tennessee River. Northwest wind at 14, gusting to 24. We've seen flurries here so far, not that much, but again, other parts of Jackson County have seen pretty decent snow showers, and some of the roads are snow covered. We've seen some roads around Bryant that have been snow covered early this morning. But what we're doing down here in the lower box, we're rotating through the different sky cams. You can see snow flurries at Grandview Medical Center on U.S. Highway 280 in Birmingham. This is coming from Hatton. That's in Lawrence County, northwest of Moulton. They've got 16 degrees. They've seen some light snow flurries there. This is the view here in the bigger box coming from Albertville in Marshall County, 17. Northwest wind at 13, gusting to 28. We got a few breaks in the overcast here. And again, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds today. But again, the best analog here, it's like a summer afternoon. Not temperatures, but in terms of the random scattered nature of the snow showers. You might see nothing, not a flake. You go 5 miles down the road, they've got a half inch of snow on the ground and the roads are snow covered. And that's the way it's going to be this morning, kind of the way we thought it would be. That's coming from Russellville, Franklin County, 14 degrees, northwest wind or west wind averaging 25, gusting to 30. That is a brutally icy wind. This is coming from Governor's Drive in Huntsville, coming over the mountains, snow flurries here. You can see just light snow flurries. And again, there's a difference between snow flurries and snow showers. Flurries, that's really, really light, much like that. A snow shower, the snow rates are much heavier, and it's more convective in nature. And the snow showers are the ones that can get some snow down on the roads. And again, we've got some heavier snow showers over northeast Alabama, but again, Huntsville Metro doing good with roads. We've had no reports of any road issues in Huntsville, Birmingham, I-65. And let's see here. Take Inverness, Skycam.
Grandview, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he means by that. Yeah, this, I think John means the Skycam at Grandview Medical Center.
Well.
Yeah, these are snow flurries here. And again, just to get your bearing straight, this is U.S. Highway 280. We're looking north. This is the summit right here. Interstate 459 would be right here. That's the intersection of the bridge over Interstate 459 here on U.S. Highway 280. And again, obviously, traffic's moving along fine. These are simply flurries. But again, that's an example of what we have in the Birmingham Metro right now. And again, so far so good. We've had no reports of any traffic issues in the Birmingham Metro. And again, all along, we expected the bigger issues over the eastern side of the state, east of Birmingham, and especially northeast and east Alabama on those ridges. And again, that's where Kevin Henderson is. You can see his live shot from the field there. He is headed up Alabama Highway 75. He'll be approaching the community of Ider relatively soon up in northeast Alabama. And of course, from there, he'll just make a decision. Does he go to Flat Rock up in Jackson County, which he might do up Highway 117? Kevin is really good at this. He's been chasing storms and snow for a long time. But again, this is coming from Bald Rock Mountain. Bald Rock is, these conditions are just rough. 16 degrees, west-northwest wind at 16, gusting to 25. Bald Rock is between Leeds and Pell City. If you drive along the interstate, let's say coming from Pell City, you look up to the right, up on the mountain. That's Bald Rock Mountain. There's some communication towers up there. That's where the Skycam is located. Moody is on one side in St. Clair County. On the other side, you've got Leeds. And again, it's just brutally cold with some light snow here. And again, we're rotating all of these Skycams. And again, down here, that is Fairview and Cullman County. And that's good to know. There's a look at Florence. So far, I've heard of no big issues at all in the shoals, just a few light little flurries. This is downtown Gadsden, 19 degrees there, and again, things are looking good. Etowah County is under a winter weather advisory, but maybe Cheehaw, Drew, we have a sky cam on the highest mountain in the state. That's Cheehaw State Park. The elevation there is 2,407 feet above sea level. It's always a beautiful view up here. If you've never been, I think every Alabamian should go at least once in your life to Cheehaw State Park and to DeSoto State Park. Gorgeous. You think you're a million miles away, but you're in this state. The cabins, the chalets up here, just incredible. 15 degrees, north wind at 8, gusting to 30. Look at Kevin. What's interesting to me, look, Kevin Henderson here, a minute ago he had the snow-covered roads in Henniger, and now it's dry as a bone with nothing. And that's the way it works with these convective snow showers. I mean, you're going to go from snow-covered roads to absolutely nothing. But again, we stress most roads in the state are okay. They're just simply dry. But remember, all of the questions we're getting about specific roads, the best thing to do is to go to algotraffic.com or get the Algo app, the Alabama Department of Transportation app, for real-time road conditions. We can't tell you. We just don't have the ability to give you the specific conditions at any specific place and time. We can tell you the weather for that, but not road conditions. So again, that's the best possible thing for that. Bill talks about the old Lucille Ball episode with the candy machine. That is pretty much what it's like. Watching everything coming in here, but again, coming in real time, it's great. So, Drew, so far it's panned out about the way we thought it would from a forecast perspective.
Yeah, I think so, James. It's looking heavier in the northeast, in the higher elevations. That's where we're seeing the most accumulation in the heavier snow bands, which is definitely kind of panning out the way we had thought. And also, we're seeing some activity outside of that as well. I'll pull up here just. Also another one of the sky cams. This is in Alabaster. A little bit harder to see here, but if you look really closely, there are some flurries flying there in Alabaster. You can see it's kind of darker towards the horizon. It looks a little bit more gray, and that is that snow falling. But if you kind of look closely, you'll see some of those flurries flying across there as well. I'll also switch over just to kind of look at some other ones, and then we'll look at some forecast data. But looking in Hoover there, top to Galleria Tower, I'm trying to see if I see any flurries flying across here. Kind of hard to tell I think I'm seeing a few of them there. So yeah, we're seeing a few flurries there in Hoover as well. And let's keep looking around a little bit more. See if we can find anything else. Kind of pointed towards the ground here in Tuscaloosa just to kind of make it a little bit easier to see if there's any sort of flurries in front of the camera. Might be seeing a couple there. But let's go ahead and take a look at kind of the future look here at the weather again. So I'm going to throw up. This is the latest HRRR model, so it's a little bit different than the one we showed before. This one will just go out a few hours here, but it'll be enough to get us out to where we want to look at. And so, again, right now, it still seems to be underrepresenting the snow. That's what happens with models sometimes. But you've got snow showers up in the northeast, and again, the temperatures are frigidly cold. And as we move through the next few hours, you can see it still shows most of any sort of lingering snow showers in the northeastern part of the state. And again, we know that we've got some more off towards the west as well. But the temperatures will continue to just hang in the teens and 20s. As we get into the later morning, kind of around noon, maybe we'll get out of the teens in the northern part of the state. Looks like we could get up to around 21 and 22 degrees up in Coleman, Huntsville, places like that. Still some lingering snow falling there in the northeastern part of the state. And again, the models don't always handle these sort of events real well with this really cold air and these snow showers kind of on the outskirts of this big system. And again, you look off towards the east and you've got really big snow over towards the east. Of course, we're seeing some pretty good totals or at least some pretty good showers in the northeastern part of the state, but they're really getting it over in parts of the South Carolina and North Carolina, kind of the eastern part of Georgia and up through Virginia and places like that. East Tennessee is also getting it, the higher elevations there in the Smokies and the Cumberland Plateau and places like that are getting more snow than we are for sure as well. And as we continue to move through this afternoon, you continue to see just a few little bands trying to show up here and there. So this is like 3:30 in the afternoon. Temperatures are still in the 20s through most of the state, maybe around freezing as you move further towards the south, but showing a little snow shower there in between Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. So it's still possible as we move through the afternoon that there still could be a few snow bands as this system continues to kind of wrap up and move off towards the northeast. And again, as we get into the evening, now the HRRR here is not really showing a lot of lingering showers like the previous model we were looking at, but I still think it's possible. You can still see some flurries around as we get into the evening. But as this system, as the low pressure continues to move away, we would expect that the showers will diminish. But again, looking at the temperatures there, you can see as we get back into the evening, we start dipping back down into the teens again at that point late tonight. Now let's take a look at the forecast wind chills here real quick, because that's going to be a big part of the story as well. Just make sure I got this right. Yeah, so we're starting off right now. So wind chills right now, we're already, we're in the single digits right now. We've got temperatures down in the teens in a lot of spots. We've got winds gusting up 20, 30 miles per hour in spots. And so we've already got wind chills that make it feel like it's in the single digits outside in the northern part of the state, and then teens as you move further towards the south. And this is, really kind of one of the more dangerous things about this system here in this cold snap is that just how cold it is out there. And so, obviously we want you to take precautions, take it easy out there. If you're going to be doing some sort of travel in the northern part of the state, make sure you've got a few extra blankets in the car or stuff like that in case you have any sort of issues. Because if you do get stuck somewhere for a little bit of time, then it's definitely really cold outside. As we move into later on tonight, you can see we stay basically wind chills in the single digits or teens through basically the rest of the day. Then as we get into tomorrow morning, so around the time that we'd be hitting our low temperature, you can see that wind chills still in the single digits in the northern part of the state, and then we get those single digit wind chills even further to the south. So places like Troy, Eufaula feel like 6 or 7 degrees outside with the combination of the temperature and the wind. Feels like 8 degrees in Andalusia, 9 in Atmore. Feels like 13 degrees in Gulf Shores. So you definitely want to make sure that if whenever you are going out for church or whatever it may be that you're doing tomorrow, that you've got everything you need for that, because it's going to be really cold. And then as we get into the afternoon, now it'll be a little bit warmer tomorrow relatively. But still, it'll feel like it's in the around freezing for most of the afternoon for tomorrow as well. But things start to ease as we head further out in time. It'll still be fairly chilly as we get into Monday morning, but not nearly as cold as we are now. So the good thing is that we will start to moderate some here over the next couple of days. But yeah, right now, all day today, tomorrow morning, and through a good portion of tomorrow as well, it's going to be extremely cold out there, James.
Yeah. Again, watching all the videos coming in, we thank you for sending the videos and the photographs. We'll go to Bill here in just a little bit with more of your images from various parts of the state. So it's 7:06. Let's kind of reset here. This is the Alabama Weather Network, and we are live this morning because of extremely cold air and snow showers and snow flurries across Alabama this morning. And again, we're just going to stay with us for a little bit this morning. We'll be here for another hour or so as we walk you through the morning. So again, this is the radar. And remember, with the radar, it has a tough time with snow. It really does. You might look at your app and you see nothing. Most of the light snow flurries, they're literally under the radar. And it's having a hard time detecting this. Snow flurries, it's so light. So again, it's always best just to look out the window. So we've got Kevin, who is back on Interstate 59 now. He's headed northeast up in the northeastern corner of the state. And again, you can see Interstate 59 seems to be okay. And again, down in the lower box down here, we have the sky cams rotating through different parts of the state. Where temperatures are just brutally cold this morning. We have teens and low 20s over the northern half of the state. Freezing temperatures all the way down to Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Fort Morgan, Dauphin Island. And everybody's going to be in very cold air through the day today, tonight, and tomorrow. We do warm up next week, which is good. Next system, middle of the week, that's going to be a rain producer. But if you watched us about 30, 40 minutes ago, we had Kevin's drone up over Henniger, right there at 40 and 79. Had some really good snow showers coming down. Looks like some convective type snow showers maybe coming off Lake Gunnersville. And again, what you're seeing in real time, this is Kevin, who's going to get off Interstate 5920. And That looks like that might be kind of a snow-covered ramp right there.
Yeah, the off-ramp definitely looks like it's got a lot more snow on it than the interstate, since obviously you've got a lot more traffic happening on the interstate than the off-ramps, and so definitely can see a lot more covering there.
Yeah, and I think what Kevin's going to do, he's going to pull off, and he'll probably get the drone back up early this morning. Kevin is up in the northeastern corner of Alabama, up Interstate 59, and he would be above Mentone and Valley Head, up there toward Rising Fawn, Georgia, near the Georgia state line. And again, this is in the northeastern corner of the state. Again, earlier he was up there at Henniger. You saw the drone video early this morning. And again, he'll get that drone up, and again, we'll take a look at conditions along Interstate 59. We want to be sure that you see kind of how the major roads are doing, and that's one question. I've had some people saying, I need to drive to Chattanooga today. What are the roads like? Well, again, just we'll get the scoop here from Kevin. All right, Bill, go.
Yeah, James, taking WEX 05, this is important from DeKalb County. The emergency manager, Michael Posey, reporting that this is Alabama 75 and Alabama 40 in Henniger. He's saying that the highway traffic is beginning to melt the accumulated snowfall, James, which, it's really dry and blowing around, but if it melts, it's freezing immediately.
That's not good.
So we know that story very well from 2014, but because of these cold temperatures, expect this to continue. So, make sure that you're traveling with caution. And I know, James, we don't have a winter weather advisory in this area, but we need to treat it like we do in that area. Now, Jackson County, Joshua Whitcomb reporting that Alabama Highway 17 going up the mountain from Stevenson has patches of ice and slick spots now starting to freeze over from the top of the mountain there near Alabama 117 and County Road 14 to the Flat Rock 4-way. So it's beginning to stick a little bit up there. And if you get enough of this snow long enough, and our atmosphere is moist, is very moist. It's saturated up to about 10,000 feet. The sounding from the Birmingham National Weather Service office shows that very moist air, and the temperature drops like a rock. It is -4 degrees up at about 10,000 feet. So it's plenty cold, plenty of moisture for sure. James, I'm not sure this is an accurate measuring stick. Looks like something I would have made when I was 6. Maybe
gotta do what you gotta do.
Regulation inches. But this is Gatlinburg, and we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Appreciate the report. This is Lake Gunnersville, James. What a beautiful view from the top of the mountain. I think that may be the lodge there. And this is this image right here is coming to us from Wedowee. Some snow flurries happening over there. Up in Trussville, northeast Jefferson County, got some snow flurries flying there. This is Fort Payne in DeKalb County, accumulating on the bricks there and on the grass. This is Blaine, Tennessee. This is across the border up in Tennessee. A beautiful scene this morning. Dry snow in Mentone, and our contributor reports that it's blowing around and not sticking, and that the roads there are not icy at this point, which that's good news. More snowflakes coming from Trussville and from Heflin. That's going toward Ranburn. And this is my old haunts when I grew up in Roebuck and Huffman. This is the Roebuck neighborhood in northeast Birmingham. This is Henniger in DeKalb County. You can see a lot of snow on the grass. And here's an update from Spring Garden showing that earlier beautiful red car. The snow has definitely picked up there. This is Moulton from earlier this morning, seeing some snow on the streets. Ranburn over near at I-20 near the Georgia border, and Chickamauga, Tennessee, up on Lookout Mountain. Kingston, Tennessee, more beautiful snow there. Boy, a great looking scene there. And I'm going to end on this from our Skywatcher, Josh Putnam. He sent this great photo of a train in snow at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. And James, that gets 2 of my passions in one photo there. Trains and snow.
There you go. Let's go to the drone video full screen again. This is going to be current conditions along Interstate 59. If we bring up Kevin's audio, Ryan, Kevin, if you can tell us where you are exactly for a point of reference.
We're in Sulphur Springs. This is right here at Highway 140.
Okay. So this is northern DeKalb County. And down below, you can see traffic along Interstate 59. The bandwidth a little constrained here, which sometimes can happen in rural areas. But again, Kevin's done a great job of getting the video through the constrained bandwidth. And Interstate 59 seems to be okay at this point. But obviously, we've got a light accumulation there in the grassy areas. And as the snow showers continue, we will continue to see an increase in snow on the roads. And again, the interesting observation we got earlier from Jackson County EMA, they reported in Henniger that highway traffic has melted accumulated snow, which is now turned into a base of ice, which is problematic. And again, sometimes that can happen where you've got folks that are constantly driving along roads, and because of the traffic, a little melting happens, but with temperatures in the upper teens and low 20s, that'll just immediately freeze, flash freeze. So again, Jackson County is suggesting just be really careful if you're traveling through their county, and pretty much the same thing in parts of DeKalb County as well. And again, up here in the top box, that is Kevin Henderson. He is live over Interstate 59 up in the northeastern corner of Alabama. And down below, you're seeing the Skycams rotating through different communities in North Alabama, where I know a lot of you have snow, and a lot of people are saying, you're not talking about my town. Well, we've got snow flurries and snow showers over the whole northern two-thirds of the state. We just can't read off all the towns. Bill will have a lot of your videos and images as we see that. But and for some, there's not one single snowflake. You're thinking, are you guys making this stuff up? No. Remember, there's a big state out there, not just your backyard. So some people have no snow at all. Some people have the ground white. And again, notice that bridge is snow covered. And again, that's you got to be really careful on both bridges and blacktop roads in a situation like this with temperatures that are so cold. We've got teens and low 20s, mostly teens now. In fact, where you've got Kevin's drone shot, they're in the upper teens now. And again, you can see the observations in real time. Anniston sitting at 23, but the roads continue to slowly deteriorate across the northeastern corner of the state, especially on the high terrain locations. And again, Jackson County EMA, they're asking people to use extreme caution there. Another note, Alabama Highway 17 going up at 117, going up the mountain from Stevenson has slick spots, and more slick spots on top of the mountain. And again, this is in the higher elevations up in northeast Alabama. A number of slick spots being reported there by Jackson County EMA. That's the Coleman camera down below. 17, strong northwest wind. This is Fairview in Coleman County, 16 degrees with an icy north wind. So again, it is becoming a snow-covered morning for parts of North Alabama. But look at the shoals, Florence. It's sunny. They've got a clear sky, and we'll see intervals of sunshine today. Again, it's like a summer day. You know, some folks with sun, some folks with a downpour. Same kind of thing this morning. That's a great shot there coming from Gadsden, where they're at 20 degrees, north wind at 6, gusting to 12. And again, you just don't want to be spending a whole lot of time outdoors. That's our Skycam at Grandview Medical Center. That's in the Birmingham Metro, and down below that's traffic along U.S. Highway 280. 25 degrees, northwest wind averaging 20, gusting to 26. And we've got flurries now as far south as Montgomery. But again, we don't expect any impact in terms of travel as far south as Montgomery. But again, flurries all the way down to our Skycam at Montgomery, which is located on the Alabama Public Television Tower, right there adjacent to Patterson Field. So again, there's your current wind chill indices. And Drew, it's tough. It's tough this morning.
Yeah, it is. And actually, I was showing, I click back over, I'll go back to wind chills, but yeah, the Montgomery camera, just taking it full here, you can see just a few little flurries falling there, but obviously nothing like what we saw earlier. But yeah, looking at this, the temperature is 30 degrees. We've got wind northwest 10 miles per hour in Montgomery, gusts to around 23 miles per hour. So if we go back to the wind chill here, we'll see what we've got. So yeah, so it actually makes it feel like 19 degrees in Montgomery. And so, obviously there's a pretty big difference there. These are the current wind chills, and we're showing 2 degrees in Huntsville, 7 in Florence, 4 in Coleman, 8 in Gadsden. So those single-digit wind chills are going to be hanging around for a good portion of the day, or probably most of the day in the northern part of the state. But, it feels like 18 degrees in Atmore, feels like 19 degrees all the way down to Gulf Shores. And so, this isn't going to really let up for really any time today, although you might see some more sunshine in spots like we were seeing with those cameras there. Definitely not expecting anything that's going to really warm anything up. We've got too cold of an air mass in place and too much wind moving through at too high of a speed. Well, and speaking of that, let's take a look at some of our current wind gusts right now. So you can see, looks like kind of the southwestern part of the state actually seeing some of the higher wind gusts up to over 30 miles per hour in places like Monroeville and Thomasville. Near that in Mobile, around 28, Atmore as well. As you move further towards the north, Birmingham's getting gusts up to 25, Anniston up to 26, and still up to around 23 or so in Huntsville. So again, that icy wind continues and should continue throughout the day. As we get into later on tonight and into tomorrow morning, it will slacken off a little bit as this system moves further away. The pressure gradient slackens a little bit, and that'll help a little bit. But it'll be so cold. One of the things for tomorrow morning is, even though maybe the wind will have slackened off a little bit, we expect to be even colder as far as the actual temperatures, and so that's going to make the wind chills be basically just as bad or worse, especially as you move further to the south. So we'll take a look at the forecast version of the wind chill again. So again, we're kind of taking a look right now. We're in the single digits to the north and then teens to the south. And again, as we continue to move through the day, as we get into the afternoon, it might warm up to the point where it only feels like 12 degrees in places like Coleman and Huntsville, and 20s further towards the south. But we really don't see much of that abating until as we get into the evening, as we're 7, 8 o'clock tonight. If you've got some plans where you're going to be out and about, just know that it's going to still feel like the single digits, basically north of 59, 20 for the most part. And even as far south as places like Clanton and Alexander City, Auburn, Opelika could still feel like single-digit wind chills later on tonight if you happen to be going out on a Saturday night. But then again, as we get into the overnight period, those single digits really spread across. And again, this is the wind chill, not the actual temperature. But as we get to about kind of the coldest time of the morning, still got the northwesterly winds. Again, they've definitely come down a little bit, but it just gets even colder, so that those feels like temperatures are down to 6 degrees in Troy, 5 degrees in Greenville, and then it still feels like almost close to 10 degrees down in places like Mobile and Gulf Shores. So definitely, basically kind of going to be the coldest night, or at least the coldest that it feels for sure, I think, so far this winter is what we're looking at potentially for tonight. And then again, even as you get into tomorrow afternoon, there'll be a little bit of a moderating trend, but it's not going to be that great, because it's still going to feel like we're in the 30s or near freezing even tomorrow afternoon across most of the state. Maybe 40s further towards the southwest, but generally it's still going to be very chilly out there. And so as we look at, let's just kind of take another look at the forecast as far as snowfall is concerned, and we'll take a quick look here at this latest version of the HRRR model. So, and we've talked about this earlier. This is definitely underrepresenting the snow showers a little bit. It's probably kind of focusing more on the areas that are going to be a little bit, actually have some heavier snow showers, that we're seeing some of the roads getting white and up in northeastern Alabama at this point. But as we move through the morning, we still expect that we'll have some snow showers in those areas, especially. Some of the flurries could start to taper off a little bit as we get later on into the later morning and into the afternoon. But you do see that it still shows evidence there of other little bands of snow showers being possible in further western and southern parts of the state. So in between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, trying to show a few snow showers, still showing some kind of near the northeastern part of the state as we get into this afternoon. Of course, the temperatures will still be extremely cold, with the actual temperatures being down in the 20s through most of the state and low 30s further towards the south. So, don't be surprised if you happen to be in a spot where there is another snow shower, that you could get a quick burst of snow, could white the ground again. It may not be long lasting, but you could get some of that in other places, not just in the northeastern part of the state, if you happen to get under a heavier band. And we've talked about in the northern part of the state, we're definitely getting some enhancement from, some uplift from the terrain that's helping to produce those heavier snow rates, and might have something to do with the Tennessee River being a little bit warmer as well. Haven't seen other, in the way the snow looks right now, it's kind of hard to tell if there's any other enhancement or lake effect or river effect happening. A lot of times, sometimes you also have to have a very specific sort of wind direction as well. So, kind of moving back up to North Alabama, looking at the high top radar here, sometimes what I know I've seen in the past, the wind direction is kind of probably doing more like this right now, just kind of looking at the direction of the radar. I've seen cases where if you really get a good fetch more in this direction coming off the Tennessee River, you can get some enhancement over, kind of coming up the Sand Mountain or coming up Brindley Mountain south of Huntsville. So don't really quite see that quite as much yet, but depending on how the wind starts to turn later in the day, you could start to see a little bit of that happening where we do see some river or lake enhancements. So that'll be some things we'll be watching for, but definitely plenty of snow there, especially in the Northeast right now, James.
Yeah, and we're watching the reports of snow as far south as Montgomery, Alexander City. We're just getting so many reports from folks with mostly snow flurries, but again, one of the greater concerns, it's snow showers. And again, what you're looking at up here in the top shot, that is a drone video coming from Kevin Henderson. That is a live look at Interstate 59. This is in northern DeKalb County, Alabama, not too far from the Georgia state line. And again, that's always the greatest concern with an event like this. It's that northeastern corner of the state. And again, there's a little constrained bandwidth up there, so we're getting a low frame rate coming from Kevin. But again, that is what Interstate 59 looks like for those that are asking questions. And again, we're obviously on a day like today inundated with travel questions. And remember, we have absolutely no way of knowing future road conditions and road conditions now other than what you're seeing live on these cameras here. So obviously the greater concern for icy travel, northeast and east Alabama, where there are some icy spots. We've got snow that's accumulated lightly in the grassy areas with these snow showers this morning. The western half of the state seems to be fine, but remember, go to algotraffic.com. Use the Alabama Department of Transportation Algo Traffic app to help you with real-time road conditions. And again, all the maps you get on your phones, Google, Apple, Waze, that's real-time traffic information that we just, again, we're in the weather business here. But if you're traveling, obviously, in east or northeast Alabama, that's what's going on here. So just watch out for icy spots. And again, that's Interstate 59. That's north of Mentone, north of Valley Head, toward the Georgia state line, kind of between Mentone and Rising Fawn, Georgia. And again, down below, we're watching the Skycam network, our region Skycam, just rotating through the various cameras on the network so you can see. But again, we've had snow flurry reports as far south as Alexander City, Dadeville, Montgomery. And again, that's the situation here this morning. Most roads are okay, but again, some have icy spots on them. And again, earlier, our friends in Jackson County, the EMA, they told us that in Henniger, for example, there's been a little bit of melting because of the traffic moving along the snow. And that melting, of course, immediately turns to ice. It's a flash freeze type situation like this. And the worst thing is a base of ice on roads. And that's what we had in 2014. And again, this is nothing like that, but this is more of obviously a very limited situation here. But again, in some spots, we've certainly got some very icy travel this morning. Is Brett's, just so I'll know, is his stream live? Is he streaming live? Because, and again, we're going to leave it on Kevin here, but I just wanted to know if he is streaming.
Yeah, he's
okay. So once we get Kevin's drone down from northeast Alabama, we'll go to Brett's stream. Brett is in Piedmont, which is in northern Calhoun County. And again, we'll kind of watch his stream to give you a different perspective. And we thank Brett Adair and Kevin Henderson for both being out in this early this morning. It's not particularly fun to be up on a Saturday morning at 4 a.m. driving in brutal cold and putting up drones, but that's what they do to help you and us in the forecasting business and you to make decisions that are best for your family this morning. Down below, that's the Skycam at Governor's Drive in Huntsville, where it's dry. They've had flurries. I've had no reports of traffic issues coming from Huntsville. The issues are east of Huntsville, Jackson, DeKalb counties, where again there's certainly been some icy spots on roads early this morning from these snow showers and snow flurries. And other than the snow, like Drew's talked about, the big story, of course, it's the cold. For some, this will be a little colder than the air we saw about 5 days ago. Keep in mind, Monday morning, some spots saw lows in the single digits over North Alabama, and we might see numbers like that tomorrow morning, especially where there's a snow cover down. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a clear sky. The wind will be much lighter. The other thing to note, there's a wind advisory today for much of the state. We're going to see very strong gradient winds out of the north. Winds could gust as high as 30, 35, maybe 40 miles per hour at times today. And again, those winds will just cut you in half. It will be so cold with that icy, strong north wind during the course of the day today. Notice a little sun, a few crepuscular rays coming from Albertville. They've got 18 degrees. And again, we'll see some sun today. It'll be a day with a mix of sun and clouds, but from time to time, snow showers. And again, this is live drone video coming from Interstate 59, northern DeKalb County, north of Mentone, north of Fort Payne, where it's just a big mess. Again, this is up around I guess the closest community would be Sulphur Springs up in northeastern Jackson County. And again, we thank Kevin so much for being out. We got the easiest job in the world here. We're in a nice, warm studio, and he is the one that's out there. So again, this is near Sulphur Springs, the community of Sulphur Springs, northern DeKalb County, along Interstate 59. And again, looks like one trucker's decided to take a little break there, which might be a good course of action. But again, 59 seems to be okay. Traffic is moving along fine, but obviously the on-ramps, the off-ramps are totally snow-covered. And for where the roads are not heavily traveled, it could be very icy. And again, the other concern is that if we get a heavier convective snow shower, it could come down pretty quick. If you watched us live about an hour ago, we saw one of those heavier convective snow showers at Henniger, and it comes down quick, and those roads go from asphalt to snow-covered in a heartbeat. So just be aware of that. The really bigger impact of this is east of Alabama. Winter storm warnings in effect for northeast Georgia, all of the Carolinas, and the Great Smokies. Goodness, I've seen so many images coming in this morning from Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, folks, where they've just got a huge blanket of snow on the ground. Looks like they've got amounts up there in excess of 8 inches in spots. So again, this is the Alabama Weather Network. We are live here at Saturday morning at 7:30. We're going to stay with us for a while. We've been live for a while. We're just kind of working our way through snow flurries and snow showers this morning, watching road conditions. The video that you're seeing in the top box, this is live coming from North DeKalb County in northeast Alabama. And that is a winter wonderland scene right there. Looks like a Christmas postcard. And again, this is near the community of Sulphur Springs, which is north of Mentone, north of Valley Head, not too far from the Georgia state line, southwest of Rising Fawn, Georgia. And they got a good dusting of snow there on the ground. And we've got, again, some of you with sun, everybody with cold, everybody with cold. And Drew, I think that's the thing we have to stress. This might be a smidgen colder than the air we saw 5 days ago.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, the fact that it's been only a few days since last time we had some air similar to this, we're definitely in a pretty cold pattern. We were happy just to get some 40s and 50s for a day or so. But yeah, it's definitely very cold out there. And I want to just going to take a quick look at as far as if we're going to get any help from the sun or not. Just kind of taking a quick look at the satellite here. And of course, with the sun still just coming up, so it's kind of hard to see it quite yet, but it does look like we're seeing a few breaks further towards the southeast, maybe the southwest, even seeing the sun trying to peek out in the northwestern part of the state as well. A lot of the state, though, is fairly socked in with these clouds and those snow showers out there. But taking a look, let's go ahead and take a quick look at our current temperatures real quick. And maybe we might even do a quick tour kind of zone by zone here. So here are temperatures across North Alabama right now, and you can see pretty much everybody or almost everybody is in the teens right now. So it's still over towards the west. It's some of the coldest air, kind of like we saw last weekend, 12 in Cherokee, 15 in Red Bay, it's 18 in Decatur. Over where it's snowing a lot more right now, you can see it's still 19 in Fort Payne, 20 in Collinsville, it's 17 in Huntsville. So again, we're going to be sort of hovering in the teens. Maybe we'll get into the low 20s as we get later on into the afternoon. Looking further towards the south, We've got 20s across a good portion of the central part of the state, but it's still 15 in Haleyville. It's 19 in Fayette. It's 21 in Birmingham right now. We've got 21 in Lineville. So generally kind of low 20s, a little bit warmer as you move towards Centerville, around 28 degrees there. So obviously we're still a good bit below freezing pretty much everywhere in the central part of the state. And as we move kind of into the south central part of the state, Montgomery's sitting at 29. So again, it's kind of hard to find anything at freezing or above right now. It's 28 in Auburn. We've got 24 in Linden. So you do see a little bit of colder air over on the western side of the state, even though probably less snow action over there, but you're getting colder air on the western side of the state versus the eastern side of the state. We're getting a little bit better chance of seeing some snow showers. But again, we've had reports of snow showers in Wetumpka. We've seen them on the radar in Montgomery. I think Clanton as well. So we had a number of reports of those snow flurries, at least in those areas. Moving down to the southern part of the state, this is where we're getting to where I'm not sure we've seen any reports yet of some flurries down this far to the south, but the temperatures are still really cold. It's still 25 degrees in Camden. It's 29 in Eufaula. And we still, as we move further to the south, can't find any place above freezing. So it's 26 in Monroeville, Abbeville actually at 23 degrees. And then we'll move all the way down to the coast here. And we have to get all the way to the Gulf basically to get freezing or above right now. So it's 32 in Orange Beach, so right there. Dauphin Island looks like the only place that we can find across the state right now that's actually above freezing at 33 degrees. It's 28 in Mobile, 29 in Mount Vernon. So looking at the kind of the forecast temperatures here, and we'll look at the actual temperatures versus the wind chills. We've been looking at the wind chills, but we'll take a quick look at just what the forecast temperatures are as we move through the next 48 hours or so. So again, as we get later on around noon, it's still going to be in the 20s in the northern part of the state. It's going to be hard to get out of the 20s north of the 59-20 corridor, and also probably down in places like Anniston and Alexander City as well. Might get into the low 30s further towards the south as we get around noon, as we get into the time of day where you usually hit your high. We're still in the 20s in the north, and we're just kind of hovering around freezing and getting a little bit into the upper 30s as you get all the way down to the Gulf. But then as we get tonight, again, like we talked about, if you've got anything going on later on tonight, just know that it's going to be really cold out there. Around 7 o'clock tonight, most of the state, we're basically forecasting all the state will be in the 20s at that point. And then that's just the temperature. With the wind chill factor, it'll be a lot colder as far as how it feels outside, but low 20s across most of the northern part of the state, kind of mid 20s to upper 20s as you move further towards the south. And then as we get into the kind of the coldest time period here, and we might be helped a little bit by, if there's still some lingering cloud cover, a lot of the models have been hinting at we may not get as cold as far as the actual temperature in the northern part of the state as we could, because we might have some lingering clouds here and there. So only showing basically getting down into maybe the mid-teens, but I still think it's possible we get colder than that in some spots for sure. But if the wind still hangs around a little bit, if we still have the clouds in some spots, that'll help to keep it slightly warmer. But either way, it's still going to be very, very cold. Teens down in places like Thomasville, Demopolis, Eufaula, low 20s across most of the state basically as we get into tomorrow morning as far as the temperatures. And then again, as we get in the afternoon, maybe we'll be able to get our temperatures up into the low 40s in South Alabama, but likely going to stay in the 30s in the northern part of the state. Looking ahead just a little bit as we get into Monday, compared to what we've been here recently, not too bad as we get into the low 50s in South Alabama. So that'll be kind of a welcome change from the last, from what we're seeing today, what we'll be seeing tomorrow, but still only getting really into the kind of mid 40s, mainly up in North Alabama. So we do have some hope to get a little bit warmer as we get into early next week, but we've got a couple of cold days ahead there, James.
Okie doke, 7:37 Saturday morning. We've got snow falling across the great state of Alabama. Now, some of you, the sun is out. For some of you, the sun is shining. For others, it's snowing. Everybody, it's cold, okay? So again, we've got Kevin Henderson, who is live with the drone over Interstate 59. This is near Sulphur Springs, near the Georgia-Alabama state line. This is north of Mentone, north of Valley Head. And again, you can see traffic is moving along on the interstate. But remember, with temperatures in the teens, If we get a little bit of melting of the snow, that's going to freeze and have a base of ice, and that's one of the concerns this morning. But we've got scenes that look just like this over much of Jackson and DeKalb counties in northeast Alabama. We've got dusting of snow in places like Cullman. We've got dusting of snow down into parts of northern Cherokee County, dusting of snow down into Cleburne County around Fruithurst and Edwardsville. And many of you have seen light snow flurries this morning all the way down to Montgomery, Highland Home, Alexander City. So again, it's just a bitterly cold morning that's featuring some snow showers and snow flurries. This is exactly what we expected. Sometimes we have surprises in winter weather, as you know, but in this case, everything that we thought would happen today so far is happening today as forecast. The big high impact snows, the big issues are well to the east of Alabama. The Carolinas, northeastern Georgia, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, they've got a whopper of a snowstorm going on this morning. So again, all the questions, or most all the questions, it involves travel and road conditions. And again, our suggestion is to go to the algotraffic.com website or use their app or use a standard map on your phone, Apple Maps, Google Maps, and you can see real-time road conditions. But we just cannot tell you where there's a specific icy spot. You just have to understand that they're there. For the major cities, Huntsville, Birmingham, everything seems okay, just dry, just flurries for those two big cities. We've heard of no issues there. Montgomery, same thing, just flurries, no issues, roads are dry. The main issues, it's right in through here. Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne. These counties, the northeasternmost counties of the state, where we've got this dusting of snow here. And again, I say everybody, a lot of people are getting flurries and showers, but again, Kevin Henderson is doing an amazing job of getting us that beautiful view of the snow in northeast Alabama, up at Sulphur Springs. Earlier, Kevin had the drone up over Henniger, and we saw some really good convective snow showers forming there, where the roads went from being just blacktop asphalt to snow-covered in a heartbeat. And again, with those heavier snow showers, that's the way it works. It doesn't take a lot to get some light accumulation down. But again, that's the northeastern part of the state, north of Mentone, north of Valley Head, and southwest of Rising Fawn, Georgia. And again, the major north highway that runs through there is Interstate 59. And again, he's about right there. That's where the video you're seeing is from that spot right there. Right about right there in northeast Alabama. And remember, radar is not going to be that helpful when we have snow flurries and snow showers. It's very hard for radar to detect them because, again, in many cases, the radar beam is literally above the snow showers. And, of course, the precipitation is very light. And it's not a typical target like you would see with rain or thunderstorms. It's a whole different kind of situation. So once again, that's Interstate 59, a live look exclusively on the Alabama Weather Network. Traffic is moving along on the interstates, and the good news I can report so far, I've seen no sign of any crashes like that this morning, which is good. And it's a Saturday morning, thankfully, with obviously no schools. The traffic is much lighter on a Saturday morning, which is good. We've had these high-impact events on the weekend of late. We have worked, last weekend was pretty bizarre. We worked ice and snow over the shoals, northwest Alabama. At the same time, we were working tornadoes in southeast Alabama. In fact, pretty significant EF2 came through Geneva, and we had smaller tornadoes in parts of Houston County. And that's Alabama. That's the way it works around here, and that can happen this time of the year. And it's been a situation where we've had just active weather on the weekend. So I think Kevin is down. We might want to flip over to Brett on the live stream, fellas. This is, okay, it looks like Kevin is back on the, okay, so this is Brett real quick. That's his stream. That's Brett Adair, and he is going up toward Galesville. And obviously there's nothing there. He's had nothing but flurries. Roads are fine. Kevin is coming up into Cherokee County, and he's in southern Cherokee County now. And he should be up around Galesville, Cedar Bluff, and he'll be going north from there. So let's go back to Kevin's stream, and Kevin is farther north. He's up in northern DeKalb County, and that's where the snow obviously is much more impactful with a light accumulation on the grass and the roads. But again, so far at this point, Interstate 59 has been looking pretty good. That's Birmingham, by the way, 21 degrees. The wind chill indices are in the single digits over much of North Alabama this morning. That fierce north wind will cut you in half. And again, we've had the wind today will be gusting at times to 30, 35, maybe 40 miles per hour. And so it's going to be a very windy day today. There is a wind advisory in effect for much of the state. And Bill, raise your hand when you're ready with more of the. Okay, Bill is ready. Let's go look at your videos and your photographs from where you live.
Yeah, James, I want to start with.
And we're not airplayed right
just
now.
a second, I'm getting there. Yeah,
All right.
There we go. This should be Dakota Brown's drone video from southeast Coleman County from earlier. I think it's drone video. It was when I
Yeah, I believe.
I'm not sure, but anyway, you can see the look. A little bit of snow accumulating on dirt roads, on some grassy spots, but the roads were in pretty good shape. I'm not sure why. There we go. There's the beautiful drone video. Thank you, Dakota, for sending this to us, giving you a good picture of what's going on there in southeast Coleman County. A little bit of light accumulation on the grass in spots, and just a good look. But you can see the cloud layer is not very thick. You know, there's sun waiting just above that. So if we can get the sun to break through, I know that'll break all of our snow fans' hearts. But you know, it really will help with the process as we get into the morning. This is an important picture from Ider in Jackson County, showing a very snow-covered road there, and that's the kind of situation we would want you to be very, very careful with this morning. Let's go through some other pictures. Here's Fruithurst over in Cleburne County, the eastern part of the state. Fairfield, western side of Birmingham, a few snowflakes there. That's good to see falling on this Saturday morning. This is from Trussville on the northeast side of Jefferson County. Some big flakes flying out there. This is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Boy, when you see that layer cake effect on the deck railing there, you know you picked the right vacation rental. This is also northeast Alabama between Pisgah and Rosalie. So you can see the road there is very snow covered. Coleman County, grassy areas. This is a new word, James. Floralicious. Have you heard that word before in your 45 plus years?
It's a new one.
This is from Clanton, from Chris Castleberry. Thank you, Chris, for sending that. This is a little bit of snow beginning to accumulate on the roads near Fruithurst in East Alabama. Coleman again, up to 5 miles north of Mentone. This is pretty good snowfall right here up on Lookout Mountain. So snow beginning to accumulate there. This is Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Boy, that's a beautiful view there. And this is Roaring Fork Road in Gatlinburg. Really a nice snowfall there. Rising Fawn, Georgia. We saw several pictures earlier from there. Lots of snow. And back to Dakota's beautiful. And I've also got some imagery that Brett sent in. Brett's doing a fabulous job. Kevin, all of our chasers. But this is a Brett's video from earlier near Piedmont. And another shot a little further down the road there from what he was seeing. And I had one more picture. This
Bill,
is
do you love the Piedmont Bulldogs?
Yeah, you got to.
You have
what
to.
do you say, James? Always
Once a bulldog, always a bulldog.
I'm gonna get pretty good at that. You never asked me my school though. I know you know what mine is.
Once a Viking.
Very good. Always a Viking.
Yep.
This is from Fort Payne, the Adamsburg community there up above Fort Payne, showing some snow beginning to accumulate. And James, I'm just a sucker for those old metal thermometers. You know, my grandparents had one, and this one registering about I don't know, what is that, about 11 degrees?
That's a little brisk.
Pretty chilly. That's from Mentone. Or no, I'm sorry, that's from Fort Payne. That's from our same contributor there with the Adamsburg picture. But I'm a sucker for a metal thermometer, James.
Why not? They're old time, but they're good time. Old school, but good school. So again, it's 7:47 here, and we're working an extreme cold snow shower, snow flurry event over Alabama this morning. We've had snow flurries as far south as Greenville and Troy, South Alabama. Again, John Olshew is monitoring our Skycam network this morning, and John's reported snow flurries as far south as Troy. And again, Kevin Henderson is, that road is not in particularly good shape. And let's see if we can bring in Kevin's audio. Kevin, if you would, for a point of reference, tell us exactly what road you're on.
I'm on Highway 140, and I think we're on at the corner of 738 and 140, just west of 65. I'm sorry, just west of 59.
Right, so this is just west of Interstate 59, and this is in extreme northeast Alabama. And again, that would be most likely DeKalb County Highway 140, and this is at Sulphur Springs. This is up in the northeastern corner of the state. And you can see these secondary roads are not looking especially good in northern DeKalb. And again, I don't want anybody getting hung up in these winter weather advisories. There isn't one for DeKalb and Jackson, but you can clearly see we've got some issues here. And there is one for some other counties. Just understand everybody's got snow showers and snow flurries, but the better chance of the meaningful icy travel conditions, it's right in through here. Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne, and Randolph. These counties adjoining Georgia, that's where you've got conditions that look a lot like what you've got here in Kevin's live shot right here. So again, this is Kevin Henderson, who is at Sulphur Springs up in DeKalb County in northeast Alabama. We've also got Brett Adair out this morning. Brett is coming up into Cherokee County from the south. And again, once we get Brett into some of the snow zones, we'll bring in his live stream. And of course, rotating through, you can see our region Skycam network. And for some, the sun is out. It looks like the sun's out in Russellville, but 14 degrees, the wind averaging 25, gusting to 30. That's brutal. This is coming from Section, and again, it's a beautiful view overlooking the Tennessee River. We kind of focused on the deck, and obviously there's no snow accumulation there, but they're at 17 degrees up in Jackson County, and temperatures will stay way, way, way below freezing all day today for the northern half of the state, and even Mobile and Dothan. You're going to have a hard time getting above the freezing mark today, and you factor in that really strong wind, and it's just, it's tough. All right, Drew, guys, I see some streaks on your visible satellite view there. Looks like some little convective streaks.
Yeah, James. So you can definitely see some of those kind of linear lines there, which definitely can indicate that you might have some flurries underneath those potentially. And occasionally, you can see those little bands start to form. You get some little bit heavier showers or snow showers underneath some of those. But you also can see that you've got clearing back off towards the northwest as well. Now it looks like maybe a few clouds are starting to move back into parts of northwestern Lauderdale County and Colbert County and Franklin counties. But then you've got some clearing there kind of out to the south and to the east of that. Looks like a good bit of Limestone County is seeing a good bit of clearing at this point, maybe a little bit in northern Madison County. And you've got a few breaks in the clouds further towards the east as well. But generally a good bit of cloud cover in those streaks there. And so, yeah, that's, and a lot of what we've been seeing further towards the south have really just been flurries, even though, the radar, if I switch back over to it kind of makes it look like in this area that you've got heavy snow everywhere. But as James has mentioned, the radar isn't always that great at handling snow and really be able to give you a good idea of what's actually happening versus how it does with when you have rain and thunderstorms. It's a lot better kind of helping us with that. But with snow, it kind of lets you know something's there, but sometimes it can kind of overdo or underdo it just by kind of the nature of how snow is and the way the radar works. But really in these areas that you're seeing this, at least are areas that likely have seen some flurries, but not necessarily anything super heavy. There are some heavier, a little bit heavier returns trying to show up in some spots, but I've been kind of checking around and so far haven't really verified any of those spots that look like they have heavier returns in the reflectivity showing up necessarily as heavier snow showers, like Montgomery being one of those places that I've looked at and you see some flurries, but the radar kind of makes it look like maybe you got a decent snow shower, but then it's really just been flurries in those spots from what we've seen so far. Some of that also could be due to the fact that you might be getting a little bit heavier snow kind of a little bit further up in the atmosphere. It may not be quite as heavy as it gets closer to the ground, so that may be part of what we're seeing there as well. But yeah, we'll continue to watch the satellite, and especially once the sun gets up a little bit more, that'll give us a better view of whether we are seeing any sort of little local effects, whether enhancements from any sort of bodies of water, or can tell anything more about any sort of terrain enhancements. We also saw last week some cool stuff happening where you had a lumber plant near Millport that was basically the kiln drying process releases a lot of heat and steam. And it looked like we basically had a band that was moving over reef form in Pickens County that was possibly being enhanced by that lumber plant. So that's the kind of stuff that's kind of cool to look for in these sort of situations. You get this really cold air moving in, and then you have some things, whether it be water or that kind of thing we talked about with steam being released, that you can see some interesting little local effects. So that'll be something we'll be watching on the satellite for sure through the morning here, James.
Good deal. So 7:53, and we're going to be here a little while longer. We're not going to stay all day. These snow showers will be fading away a little later this morning, but again, we just wanted to kind of be with you through the morning hours. And again, in the top box up here, this is Kevin Henderson, who is on a snow-covered road in northeast Alabama. This is near the Sulphur Springs community. And again, not all roads look like that. I want to make that perfectly clear. The major roads seem okay. But again, if you're specifically in Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne counties, these counties right here, just be aware that we've got some snow cover and we have some snow-covered roads, and they could be slick. And we're thankful we don't have school to worry about today. A lot of folks don't have to work today, so traffic is typically lighter, and hopefully a lot of folks are just staying home. But these counties right in through here, that's the greatest concern so far this morning. We've heard of no major issues in Huntsville, Birmingham. We've had snow flurries as far south as Greenville and Troy in South Alabama. Probably have some snow showers, again, as far south maybe as Enterprise and Ozark. These are snow flurries, not snow showers down here, and obviously no issues over the southern half of the state other than the cold. Everybody's going to deal with that. We'll be in brutally cold air over the course of the next 48 hours. But then the good news, we start to warm up nicely, and we'll be back in the 50s by the middle part of next week, and the next system will be just rain. We have no thunder, no lightning. Current observations. Teens, Cullman, Huntsville, Hamilton, Florence. Low 20s, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden. But again, with the wind, it's just fierce. Wind chill indices are very low. Below freezing statewide. You can't find any observation point above freezing. And again, for the northern half of the state, these numbers are just not going to change much today, all day. You'll stay in the Tennessee Valley, highs low 20s. Central Alabama, highs mid to upper 20s. Dothan, Mobile might have a really hard time getting above the freezing mark today. And again, you factor in that north wind, the wind chill indices are going to be very low today. They're hovering in the single digits early this morning over North Alabama. Feels like 1 in Huntsville, feels like 2 in Cullman. In Birmingham, it feels like 6 degrees. And we've got wind chill indices in the upper teens all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And those north winds will be gusting at times to 25, 30, maybe 40 miles per hour at times today, especially on the ridges. So a very an icy north wind throughout the day today. It's just going to be blustery and really cold. And again, just not the best day to be outside. This is the Chehaw Sky Cam. Love it. Alabama's highest mountain. Again, this is Chehaw State Park is a happy place for me. It's an amazing place. Always love being there, and we love having the camera back. Years and years ago, we had one. It went down for a long time, but now with our new network, we're rebuilding the cameras, and we've got them everywhere. And one of our first places we wanted to have a camera is right here at Chehaw State Park. So on the Region Skycam at Chehaw State Park, we have snow flurries here. Not really snow showers, but snow flurries. And 14, they'll be in the teens all day today. Again, this is over 2,000 feet, 2,400 feet here. So again, but again, if you got a cabin, chalet, got a fireplace going, I like it. This is weird. I would rather it be in the teens and 20s than in the upper 90s in August. I mean, I'm just that kind of guy. It's just, this works out much better for me. So again, northeast Alabama, again, watching Kevin shot, roads are snow covered. This is in northern DeKalb County, a little west of Sulphur Springs. And again, that's what you see there is what you get. And thankfully, we've not seen any other cars on these are county roads, not major roads. The major roads like Interstate 59, we had the drone up, Kevin did, over Interstate 59, and it looked like it was in pretty good shape. But remember, with any snow that melts on that road from traffic, it's going to be ice in a heartbeat. And just slow and easy, no sudden braking. And I'm not going to tell you how to drive. We believe that you have common sense, and you make the best decisions for you. But just remember, there could be clearly some icy and snowy spots. This is Troy, and we've seen a few snowflakes on this camera this morning. This is Pike County, south of Montgomery. Skycam on the campus of Troy University, 29 degrees, and Troy should stay below freezing all day today. So it's a good thing this is basketball season, not football season, although some people like to play in cold like this, but people don't like to sit and watch it in cold. But again, flurries as far south as Troy and Greenville, Highland Home, places like that today where they've got 29. And while we got that Skycam up, Drew, let's check the one of the Gulf Shores cameras. Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, just to show you how cold it is on the Alabama Gulf Coast today. Yeah. You know, if you took out these numbers, you think, whoa, what a beautiful day. And it is. It's nice and sunny at Gulf Shores, but it's below freezing, an icy northeast wind at 13, gusting to 25. So again, just... and the water temperatures are in the 50s now, upper 50s down here. So on the positive side, we don't have to worry about hurricanes in this kind of pattern. And Bill, raise your hand when you're ready. They're rolling in like, boy, look at Fairhope. Strong north wind here, 31. North wind 11, gusting to 36. That's the pier at Fairhope. Mobile Bay looking awfully choppy on the eastern shore. And again, your images are rolling in, and we thank you for sending them. All right, Bill, go. You're on.
Yeah, James, on WEX 05, we've got Fruithurst here, a little bit of light snow accumulating on the dirt roads, some of the grassy surfaces, the leaves. This is beautiful Lake Wedowee in East Alabama, showing some snowflakes coming down this morning. This image right here comes to us also from Fruithurst. You can see about the same thing as we saw in the previous picture there. This is from Cloudland, just across the Georgia border from northeast Alabama, showing an accumulation on the decks and on the grassy surfaces. This is from Hoax Bluff in Etowah County, right there on the line, showing some light snow coming down. This is a snow-covered road near Valley Head in DeKalb County. So this is kind of consistent with what you were talking about earlier, James. These secondary roads are snow-covered in spots. And we've heard reports from the emergency managers that the activity on the roads is melting the snow just enough to allow for flash freezing. This is Rosalie up in DeKalb County. James, I would not want to meet this fella.
This is good. This is great.
I would not want to meet this fella on the way to take the trash out in the morning.
Yeah, let that loop through one. Just let it play for a minute. It'll loop through.
Yeah.
This is outstanding.
I think they have named this bear Bigfoot, and I don't know if that's a community name or just our contributor's name, but I sure would not want to meet him if I went out to the Ring doorbell. So, you know, when that motion-sensitive light goes off, that's you go out there, you think maybe it's an armadillo or a raccoon. That would be a little more than you bargained for.
I think that thing's Bigfoot. I think we found Bigfoot finally.
Well, that's what our contributor says. This image right here, this video is from Margaret, where we're getting some snowfall now. That's good. Up in St. Clair County. This beautiful dog from Rainsville up in DeKalb County, sitting in a good bit of snow right there. And this is Oak Mountain, James. Look, beautiful to see those big flakes coming down on the lake there. Boy, that water would be chilly, wouldn't it? This is Mentone. We've seen several pictures from a top lookout mountain. This is one of the good ones there. This is Verbena down in Chilton County. They're getting in on the act as well. Oxford over in Calhoun County, getting in on the act also this morning. And this beautiful video coming from Pell City, showing a majestic sky with snow flurries coming out of it in this unstable situation. Going down to Shelby County now, Columbiana, another nice look there. And James, that's a good, I think I'm about 100 pictures behind now, so I better run and see what I can catch.
Yeah, it's... and again, we really do thank you for sending in your photos and your videos to us, because it lets us see whether where real people live. Is this Bill, or is this live, or what do I have here? This is...
Not sure what I'm seeing there.
That's
the drone. Yeah, that's Kevin's drone.
Okay, so Kevin has the drone up, and Kevin, you're near Eider?
Yeah, I'm near Eider, and this is actually a car-mounted shot.
Okay. So this is Kevin from the car.
But it's just a frozen pond with ice and snow building up on top of it. It's
Okay, so again, this is near Eider. This is
south
in DeKalb
of
County, and the frozen
south of
tundra
Eider.
of Alabama is what you're seeing here this morning. Wow, goodness gracious! And that ice will only thicken today.
Wouldn't recommend trying to walk on it.
No, that's pretty dangerous. And I've seen videos of dogs that get out there in thin ice and they go in, and that's yes, sir, Bill.
Yeah, James, that's something I really wanted to warn about today, because we're getting into that territory where some of these ponds and things can be frozen over. There was a tragic accident in Dallas this past week during the cold, where 3 young boys were lost through an ice-covered lake. And just that, we've talked about space heaters, we've talked about other parts of, cold weather protection, taking care of people and pets and pipes and plants. But, the first thing, these surfaces are not going to support your weight. So please warn your kids, because they don't know any better, and they might be out playing and, take a chance, and it can lead to a tragedy.
Yeah, that's some very good advice from Bill. By the way, snow flurries as far south as Andalusia, Covington County, getting a few snowflakes, which is just outstanding. Most people know that I'm from Greenville in Butler County, and it's always a treat anytime South Alabama gets a few snowflakes. Yes, sir.
We got our winter weather advisory there. We're for Jackson and
I'll let you take it, Drew. Yeah, we finally got one.
Yeah. So we were talking about earlier that we didn't have the winter weather advisory issued, but so they've been issued now for Jackson and DeKalb, which makes a lot of sense. Also looks like Marshall as well. So not that it really changes anything, but that has been issued to kind of recognizing the fact that there's been some good snow, especially in those areas where some of that heaviest snow has been there. So and it continues. As we look at the radar here, I'll go ahead and switch back to the local radar, and maybe not as heavy of bands as what we had seen earlier in Henniger. And go back a little bit further in time, just to kind of do a comparison here. Yeah, back around that time when Kevin was in Henniger, is where we did see some heavier returns there on the radar for that period of time. But it looks like that sort of has kind of come down a little bit, although it might have picked back up here just in the last few minutes. And so, we continue to see some good snow totals there over parts of Jackson County where they've issued the winter weather advisory, and parts of it looks like eastern Madison County as well there. We'll see if looks like Brett is going to head up towards Little River Canyon. So we'll continue to look at that, or whenever he gets up that way, we'll take a look at that. Looks like Brett has not seen a lot of snow in the areas that he's been. I know he's been around Piedmont and some of those areas recently, so he's looking for some snow. Kevin's had some better luck with that so far, and it looks like Kevin is heading towards Cloudmont at this point. So again, he's kind of up in this area here, up near Lookout Mountain, and that's where you're really getting that heavier snow. Really, again, like we've talked about, outside of this area, even though we're seeing plenty on the radar, it's just been reports of flurries further towards the south. So again, looking at this, you might think, oh wow, we got some good snow across a good portion of central and southern Alabama heading towards Montgomery. But again, at least from our reports and what we're seeing on the cameras, it's looking like it's still mainly either fairly light or some flurries there, James.
All right, so it's 8:06, and we are covering snow showers, snow flurries across Alabama. And again, we now have winter weather advisories for all of northeast Alabama, which is the way it should be. As far south as Clay and Randolph, as far north as Jackson. Again, Birmingham Metro, Huntsville, the roads are basically dry. We've heard of no specific issues There could be a few isolated icy spots, but again, the major chance of any icy spots are going to be over here in east and northeast Alabama. Snow showers as far south as Goshen. That's in Pike County. Snow showers as far south as Andalusia, Covington County. Snow showers reported down in, these are flurries, by the way, in South Alabama. We've had flurries reported at Troy. In fact, we've seen them on our Troy Skycam, the region Skycam there. So again, even those of you in southeast Alabama getting in on the action, snow flurry action, but again, the better chance of snow showers up here in this northeastern part of the state. And again, the purple you see behind that's the colored counties representing the winter weather advisory. That does not represent especially heavier snow showers there. Drew's taken off that so we can just see the pure radar here. And again, this is Kevin Henderson, who is live up in northern DeKalb County. Oh, yeah. Kevin knows I like, you give me some cows, somehow that's going to get on here. You give me a cow sunset, a cow's, you give me some cows, and that's going to make it on here. So, and cows I don't think really care. They just don't seem to have any interest in the fact that it's snowing. And again, the bandwidth a little constrained up there. The frame rate's a little low, but again, you get the idea that we've got that good dusting over the northeastern part of the state. Drew, you ever been on a cattle ranch? You ever rustled any cows?
Never have done that. I've seen a few, various little farms, and I've been to a few pumpkin patches and seen some cows, but I can't say I've got any real experience with them. I'm not a cowboy for sure.
I saw the movie City Slickers, James. Does that count?
That was a great movie.
I think I am a city slicker.
What was that guy's name? Curly? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. So again, we'll be going back to Bill for some more of your images here in just a second. The snow showers and the flurries should be winding down a little later this morning. We might see a few lingering flurries maybe tonight over North Alabama. But again, the big mess, it's over the Carolinas and the Great Smokies, and they've got some really, again, Drew, what are these, all snow reports?
Yeah, those are just all the different local storm reports for snow in those areas.
Yeah, and again, that's where the big snows are. The Carolinas and East Tennessee. Everybody at Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, they're sending in these photographs. It is a winter wonderland in the Great Smoky Mountains here, and snow up into southern Virginia, really south of a line from Roanoke to Richmond. A lot of this will be staying south of D.C. and Baltimore. Many questions about Atlanta. And quite frankly, I've not had time. I have not seen any images coming in from Atlanta. They are under, I believe, a winter storm warning there. But I don't know specific snow totals. Again, the pink here, that's the winter storm warning, and that does include Atlanta and points east. The shades of blue and purple here, that's the winter weather advisory that includes northeast Alabama for lighter amounts of snow. But again, the really big issues in this region right in through here, where they've just got a really, really big snow to start the weekend here. But a lot of questions about the airport in Atlanta. Again, I don't have any way of knowing at this point. You can check with your airline, of course, for flight information, or check the Atlanta airport website or their social accounts, but probably would not want to be flying through Atlanta today. I'll just leave it at that. I was in some airports earlier this week. I was in Houston for the annual American Meteorological Society meeting, and there was still snow on the ground. In Dallas-Fort Worth, I had to loop through there. Oh, wow. Are you kidding me? What is this, Drew? A total blizzard here in Troy? What you got?
Well, yeah, I just happened to notice that it's really coming down in Troy right now. So maybe some of the radar returns we were talking about are actually starting to come to fruition, where we're seeing a little bit better flurry action there in Troy. Which sometimes, when you're zoomed in on the camera and depending on how it looks, it may make it look like there's more than there is. But it looks like a pretty good little flurry shower there. And I mean, I guess this is the second time that Troy has gotten snow, or at least seen snow, in the last 2 weeks, right? I mean, that seems like that can't be super common. So, yeah, we'll see if we see anything else with any of the other cameras in that area. Let's see here. I don't know if we
just saw a report of snow in Clio in Barber County.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Let's see if we can pull up another one here. Yeah, I'm looking down in Abbeville, not really zoomed in a way where we could probably tell for sure if there's anything, not really seeing anything flying in front of the camera right there. And go back to Montgomery, see what they're seeing. And doesn't look like it's really coming down as much in Montgomery right now as we've seen at times. There might still be a few flurries flying around there. You see the temperature still at 28 degrees. So obviously still very, very cold out there. Got the winds gusting around 26 miles per hour. See some of the flags over there flying in the breeze. So you can certainly see that the wind chills are still there, despite the fact that maybe you're not seeing as much flurries. But obviously not that we were expecting any of this, but roads are fine in these areas where there's just seeing flurries. You don't have to worry about if you see flurries in some of these areas in South Alabama. There's really no danger of accumulation or anything like that. That's really going to be more confined to the northeastern part of the state. We'll kind of click back up and look at some other ones. Moving up to Maplesville, I think we'd had some reports of some flurries here earlier. And not necessarily seeing too many right now, but again, still very, very cold at 22 degrees, gusting up to 24 miles per hour as far as the wind there as well. Yeah, seeing a few little flurries still flying there, but not much else really happening in that part of the state there, James.
Okay, 8:13, and again, the images coming in from Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, really impressive. And again, we'll go to Bill here shortly and have a look at some of the videos that you're sending us here. But again, we thank everybody for taking the time to send them to us. Now, is this Brett or Kevin up here in the top box?
We are still on Kevin.
Okay, so this is Kevin. Again, Kevin has been cruising through DeKalb County and northeast Alabama. And again, if you watched us about 2 hours ago, we had a remarkable, really good convective snow shower at Henniger. With Kevin had the drone up. We've had some good snow around Sulphur Springs, which is north of Mentone and Valley Head. And again, he's in the process of cruising through, and that blacktop road is just fine. No snow cover whatsoever. And again, it's very much spotty, like we've talked about, where one side of a town might see the ground white with a good snow shower. You cross the other side of town, maybe 3 flakes, and that's it. And this is coming from Nakalula Falls. We've seen light snow flurries in here today, 20 degrees now. And again, these numbers will not change much today with that icy north wind. But again, the region sky cams, there's light snow falling here. These are snow flurries. We've heard of no travel problems in Etowah County at this point around Gadsden. We've heard of no specific problems in Anniston. This is coming from the top of Region Center in downtown Birmingham. 18 there. Winds gusting to 36 and a few crepuscular rays with some breaks in the overcast. And for some of you in northwest Alabama, you've seen a pretty decent amount of sunshine this morning. We're expecting a mix of sun and clouds today, but windy and very cold with these snow showers gradually ending later in the day. Today, I'd say by noon or 1 o'clock, the bulk of them should be over. And then there might be a few more flurries tonight. But again, the better chance of these heavier snow showers will likely be this morning. This is coming from Montesano Mountain in Huntsville. And ouch, 12 degrees. Wind at 13, gusting to 25. That'll make the wind chill index about 2 in Huntsville right now. And of course, that's up on the mountain, but it's just as cold basically in the lower elevations as well. And again, for Huntsville, it's been mainly light snow flurries. The better snow showers today, they've been over the northeastern part of the state, Jackson, DeKalb County, and then down through parts of Cherokee, Cleburne. We've got light snow cover in a pretty good chunk of Cleburne County. Seen a lot of reports coming from Edwardsville and Fruithurst. Bill, you ever been to Edwardsville, Alabama?
I've been through there, James. I love to chase the train right along U.S.
Well, I like to eat at gas stations over there.
Is that your favorite?
Yes,
gas station?
one of our Spanning Alabama stories.
Are they open at lunch on Saturday?
They are.
Okay.
The Shoal Creek Market and Grill. I know gas station food, and the sign says best gas station ever. When they put that up, I almost ran off the road. That's a bold claim. I mean, that's a bold claim.
We just sent someone over there. Who was it, James? Did they come back with a report? We dispatched someone over there.
I'm always sending people up. But again, the story will be on Spanning Alabama soon. And I love that part of this network. On Blue Sky Days, that's one of the favorite things we have, just stories about people, places, and things in this state. And that's one of the stories that'll be coming up pretty soon. But Cleburne County, a pretty good chunk of Cleburne County with the light snow cover, just a half inch, maybe 1 inch on the high end, which is what we expected today. Just saw a note here from our friends with Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Again, if you're in Gatlinburg, you know what's going on. By the way, it looks like we have some light snow flurries here. This is one of our cameras in the eastern part of Chilton County. And they're at 22, winds gusting to 21 with light snow. But again, this is from Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Due to heavy snow and a winter storm warning, park visitor centers and most park roads are closed today. Crews are working hard to clear roads, but snow accumulation remains high and roads are very icy under the snow. The spur is currently open but very icy. If you drive the spur today, please use extreme caution due to icy conditions and active snow plows. And again, that's for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And a lot of folks love to go this time of the year. Sierraville, Tennessee, public works crews are busy treating and plowing roads, but it's still a big mess. Basically, folks are encouraged to stay off the roads up in the Great Smokies of East Tennessee, where they looks like, I would say, looking at some of the images I've seen here, maybe up to 6 inches in spots. Wow. This is a great, we're going to really like this camera. I mean, this is outstanding. This is not recorded. This is live. We have sky cams now, 2 of them up on the mountain at Gadsden. One that is focused on Nakalula Falls. Of course, we can move these anywhere we want to. The other overlooks the city, but it's 20 degrees, northeast wind at 6, gusting to 25. And don't you know, if you're down here fishing, it's going to be brutally cold today. We've seen some pretty decent snow. Again, there's snow flurries flying now. Most folks have flurries, but we've not seen any really intense snow showers there. Again, that's Cullman in the lower box down here. They're at 17. Snow is falling. It's been snowing in Cullman much in the morning. Major roads seem okay. This is Fairview in Cullman County, where they've got 16 degrees, a light dusting there in the grass. Again, the roads seem okay. 16 with a dew point of 9. Wow. And again, Florence, you kind of missed out. Last weekend, you were the center of attention. Lauderdale, Colburn, and Franklin counties with that ice storm warning. But I would imagine you're very thankful you're not having to deal with that this weekend. That's the sky cam down below that overlooks the city of Gadsden. That's the second camera we have there. Again, we've had some light snow flurries in progress, nothing especially heavy at this point. That's one of our Birmingham Metro cameras. This is coming from atop Grandview Medical Center down below that U.S. Highway 280, the bridge that is over the Cahaba River, kind of separating Jefferson from Shelby counties. That's Hatton in Lawrence County, one of our Lawrence County sky cams, northwest of Moulton. They're at 16, and again, really not much. They had a few flurries earlier today, but not a lot, really early this morning. And again, that's coming from Huntsville, where we've got 13 degrees with a dew point of 7. And again, we've had flurries this morning as far south as Troy. I would imagine we might have a few flurries all the way down to maybe Ozark, Enterprise, Abbeville, maybe Dothan. With this stuff coming down on the backside of this surface low moving up the Atlantic coast. This is the backwash, wraparound moisture, wrapping back into the surface low. And this is not a big snowstorm producer for us. For a big snowstorm, you want to see that surface low in the Gulf. This is over the Atlantic. But having said that, again, oftentimes with these little enhanced snow shower bands, you can see some pretty decent little light accumulation and maybe some impact on roads. That's coming from Section. That's Jackson County. They're at 17 degrees. At Wethington Park, Cook Museum in Decatur. Again, we see a few light snowflakes, but again, Morgan County seems fine. Madison County seems fine down through parts of Marshall County. But again, Cullman's seen some pretty decent snow this morning, where they've had, in fact, it's still snowing in Cullman County as we speak. But again, all of this is going to be winding down later today. I'm trying to figure out where Kevin is here. Let's see if we can bring up Kevin's mic real quick, Ryan. Kevin, if you can hear us, looks like you might be scaling Lookout Mountain, headed up to the top. If I had to guess, he's going up to Mentone.
Yeah,
that
looks
might
like
be
to me.
117 going up to Mentone. I'm just guessing. Let's see, Kevin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. That's correct. I am just south of Mentone.
Oh, is he? Okay. You might want to. I'll let you talk with him, Drew, because you're in a better position to hear than I am right now.
Yeah, Kevin, you said you are going up towards Mentone?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, and I see you're taking, I forget what that road is, but that little narrow road that switches back up, goes kind of more directly up there.
Tutwiler Gap.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like, obviously you can see a little bit of snow on the road there, but it doesn't look like it's too treacherous at this point. Kevin?
Yeah, there's not much snow up here at all. It looks like most of it stayed west of the ridge where I was earlier. I'm not sure what the name of that ridge is.
Yeah, it could be.
But most of it didn't go east of 59.
Okay. Yeah, well, so, it's kind of interesting up there. Again, this is speculation. I mean, you could do case studies on this kind of thing, but, I wouldn't be surprised if just the direction of the flow is going that we got a lot of that heavier snow up on top of Sand Mountain, and then you have the valley basically in between Sand Mountain and Lookout Mountain that you're going on top of now. So, when the air goes back down into that valley, you get a little bit of downslope where you kind of, you're not going to get as much uplift and snow, and then it kind of goes back up. But, it could be that a lot of the moisture was kind of squeezed out up on Sand Mountain, and there's not as much left as you get over further towards the east. And so I think that makes a lot of sense as far as what you're seeing on the ground there, that you're not getting as much over there as you saw further back towards kind of the northwest. So it's cool how you can see some of those terrain influences, especially when you've got more of a marginal event like this, where you're not getting a ton, because there's times where you get a lot of snowfall, and yes, there still will be some differences from place to place based on terrain and things, but you may not look as noticeable because if you get a bunch of snow everywhere, it's harder to tell. But in this kind of situation, it matters a little bit more, those small differences, and so that's really interesting that you're seeing that on the ground there, Kevin. But yeah, on top of the mountain there, it looks like you just got a little bit of a dusting, but not much else that I can see right now there, Kevin.
Yeah, that's accurate. Just a slight dusting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would have expected a little bit more up there by now, James. So that is interesting to see that.
Yeah, and again, Mentone, if you've never been, it's an amazing place. Goodness, having a cabin up on the brow at Mentone, it could not be better. And again, Alabama is just a treasure in terms of the natural resources here, from Mobile Bay, the Delta down here, the Gulf Coast, all the way to these mountains up in northeast Alabama. But Mentone is just an amazing place. DeKalb County, Valley, head down in the valley, you go up the mountain. We're watching Kevin at Mentone here, and I love visiting Mentone. It's just a great place to be. And often they will see some pretty decent snows up on Lookout. This is Lookout Mountain, by the way. And occasionally they can see some enhanced rates because of the upslope in a situation like this, with the strong winds coming down, going up over the mountain, which adds lift to the air, which can increase precipitation rates. So we'll kind of keep a close eye on Kevin's live shot. And again, we also have Brett Adair. We thank Brett for being out in the field today. Brett's coming up from the south. He's been coming up through Calhoun and Cherokee counties, and he's kind of going to wind up in the same area here as Kevin. In fact, that is Brett's live stream, right? And again, the roads there are fine. And again, most all of our questions involves roads. And as I've said before, and I'll say again, the best thing to do is to check your Maps app, Apple Maps, Google Maps. Get the Algo Traffic app from AlDOT and algotraffic.com, their website, and you see traffic in real time. And again, road conditions seem mostly fine, but there could certainly be some icy spots, especially right through here. And many questions about Atlanta. I just can't comment on Atlanta. The traffic's a mess even on a sunny day, but they've obviously got the same situation we have with snow showers over here as well. In fact, Atlanta is under a winter storm warning. Northeast Alabama, that is a winter weather advisory. That is a winter storm warning over here for Atlanta. But again, I just don't know the specific. All right, John's getting mad at us. So let's take Troy, the Troy Skycam. I don't want to make John mad at us. You ever had John mad at you, Drew?
Oh, not yet, I don't think.
No. So let's take Troy. We'll just take that full screen when it comes up. We have a lot of traffic incoming here. Oh, wow. Is this Buffalo, New York, Drew, or is this Troy, Alabama?
I mean, it's like we were saying. I mean, these last couple weeks, it's basically, Buffalo South, I guess.
And again,
that's a live oak tree, maybe. There, I'm not totally sure about that. But you don't usually see snow around those either.
This, and obviously with 28 degrees and at that rate, there could be a little dusting. But it's interesting to note that we have a heavier snow rate at Troy than we do in Huntsville and Birmingham right now. And again, we talked about this through the morning, that this is a day where the snow showers are random and scattered. Again, you go down to Brundage, it probably doesn't look like that. You go over to Luverne, Greenville, probably doesn't look like that. But again, there's going to be spots like a summer day where you get underneath one of these things and it comes down. So again, that's a snow shower. That's not a flurry. That is a good snow shower. In Troy on our Pike County Skycam there, Region Skycam network, 28, icy wind, gusting to 15. Temperatures will stay below freezing all day today in Troy. And again, that's kind of a fun scene for the college kids this morning. Maybe there'll be enough to make a little teeny-weeny snowman. But that's pretty impressive. Out of all of the cameras we have on the network, that's the best snow rate we have at this point. So again, good old Troy, home of the Trojans. All right. So we're back here live at 8:29. Again, we're going to stay with you for a while longer. This is James Spann with Drew McCombs and Bill Murray. And Bill, when you get ready to go with more viewer images and video, let me know. You've got, I think, 2.2 million that have come in since we last talked with Bill. This man is a machine back there processing all these. And again, we see them all in real time, and they are so helpful. And we thank you for that. All right, Bill, go. 1.2 million.
Yeah, James, you call me a machine, but I swim in your wake. I'm amazed at you. You give me a task and I can't do it 1/10 as efficiently as you can. It blows my mind. This is a beautiful dendrite from Taylor's Crossroads in Randolph County. Wanted to share that. Just love when you can get an isolated picture. This probably hurt, James, whoever made this beautiful snow angel in Henniger, but
got to do what you got to do.
Give them an A for effort there. That is a stunning image. This is Pleasant Hill down in Dallas County, James. So this is a pretty further south extent of our snow flurries this morning. Nice juxtapositioning here of the snow and the swimming pool from Coleman. That's a beautiful image. This video is from Argo and up on the northeast Jefferson, St. Clair County line there, northeast of Trussville. Beautiful image from Pigeon Forge. Just love the Ferris wheel in the background there, James. That just looks magical, doesn't it?
Still got the Christmas tree up. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Mine's going to be up till March Madness.
Come on.
Little River Falls up near Fort Payne. Beautiful look there at that. Look at that icicle, James. If they zoom in on it, there is an icicle there that is like a stalactite. I think that they eventually look at it. May take a while to get over there to it, but that thing would last you till June, I think, if you put it in the freezer. But beautiful imagery there. This from earlier this morning from Neal up in Morgan County, so you can see the snow was accumulating there. This is from Demopolis, James.
Wow.
like seeing our friends down in Marengo County getting in on the action a little bit. This is from Haleyville up in northwest Alabama. You see the sun beginning to break through the cloud layer there, breaking up a little bit, but the ground is white. So our friends up in Haleyville. This is Mentone reporting very cold temperatures up there on top of the mountain, on Lookout Mountain. The kids are just, you got to love it, James, a snow day, even when it's on a Saturday. They're out just having a ball, loving it. This is Pike Road down in Montgomery. That's a spectacular scene to see snow falling in Pike Road. This is Eliza and Bryant up in northeast Alabama. More imagery there. Mentone coming in with a great image. This is from Grant, Alabama, from a little bit ago. And this is not from Alabama, James. I guess you could have told that probably. But when the snow is up on the mailbox like that, this is Charlottesville, Virginia. up where the University of Virginia is. But back to Alabama, Jordan Housen, one of our intrepid sky watchers, and I want to give a shout out to all of them. Daniel Harbin, Sandra Kirkwood, they were out after midnight last night. And I was up here, all night long. It was just so great to see them reporting. But this is from Chelsea right here. This is White Plains, James getting in on the act. And James, I love robotics competitions. Both my kids did robotics, and this is at Wallace State, one of our great partners, the Alabama Community College
We
system.
love Wallace State.
And what a great school, but this young man is there, and you see the sign, Vex Robotics. James, I think those were some really fun days. Now, you love baseball, you love your kids being in football, but I always enjoyed those robotics. This is a Skywatcher Brent Luker from Mentone. He's checking in, and Skywatcher Ray Trujillo from Coleman showing some dry snow accumulating there on the pavement. So that's I'm about 10% through the list now, James.
Yeah. Okay. Again, thanks to everybody for helping us this morning. This is the Alabama Weather Network. We cover the entire state. And Drew, you're kind of focusing in on Pike County. They got a good snow band down there.
Yeah, they do, James. So yeah, like you were saying earlier, John was screaming at us in the chat that we needed to take Troy, and yeah, for good reason, because obviously we see it on the camera, but yeah, you can see on the radar here. So talking about earlier how we saw some heavier snow bands, but we were having a hard time finding ground truth of that. Well, turns out there was some truth to that, but it might have been that it's kind of intensified here recently. You can definitely see that darker blue moving into Troy, and Troy's kind of, Pike County in general, Brundage maybe would be including that as well, kind of right there in the middle of that heavier band of snow showers. And I'll go ahead and take that's not what I meant to do. Let's go ahead and take the satellite, and you can see, and let me zoom it out a little bit here, but you've got some, kind of wider looking cloud tops here. You see this, there's a little kind of linear looking feature right here that looks like a little bit of convection, basically, just kind of a convectively enhanced band that's moving into that part of the state. And just to the east of that, you actually have a little bit of clearing there, which is interesting there. I don't know if we're even getting a little bit of a downdraft or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what you're seeing there, but you can still see a lot of those kind of linear features there where you're getting a little bit of lift. I also want to mention, I don't have a good way to pull it up right now. No, it would look weird anyway, but just decided to take a quick look at the Storm Prediction Center's mesoanalysis website, and sure enough, in this area, it shows just the tiniest little bit of instability. There's just like a little blip showing over Pike County right now where Troy is. So there's a few things kind of showing the fact that we've got just this tiny little bit of instability that's allowing this to be enhanced a little bit as far as the snow rate. So really cool to see that kind of stuff there on the back edge of this system there, James.
Yeah, that is true. And again, the really, really big snows are east and northeast of here. Northeast Georgia, the Carolinas, the Great Smokies. That's where the huge snows are coming down today. And we're just kind of catching the back edge of this thing, the backwash, the wraparound moisture, if you will. But again, this is visible satellite imagery. And again, notice for some of you, it's bright sunny right now. Maybe Winston County, Fayette County. But again, these little fingers you see here, within those fingers coming down that northwest flow, again, we've got a few heavier snow showers, and again, evidence these might be convective snow showers down here in Troy. In fact, let's go back to that Troy camera real quick. Drew, we'll kind of pull it up here and take a look at this and see if the snow rates have come down, and they actually have not. I mean, is this Troy, Alabama, or Duluth, Minnesota? Wow. That's Troy. That's incredible. Goodness gracious. I mean, that's some of the best snow rates that we have seen even in northeast Alabama. And this is Pike County in southeast Alabama. That's incredible. And again, 27 degrees. And if that continues, obviously, we'll get a dusting of snow, maybe some light accumulation going on here. That's pretty remarkable. So again, South Alabama getting some of the heavier snow rates at this point. And again, that's got to be Cloudmont. Is this Cloudmont on the drone here?
I think so.
Let's leave the three boxes up here for just a second, Ryan. I want to keep Troy going here, but I think we have Kevin Henderson that is at Cloudmont. And a lot of people don't know that we do have snow skiing in Alabama. And this is where we have our snow ski resort, Cloudmont, which is up on Lookout Mountain.
Where is everybody?
This is the
What
one.
time's it open?
This is the one day you want to be out there. I mean, this is your day right here. Of course, they obviously make the snow most of the time, but today you've actually got snow falling from the sky.
What'd you say? Kevin just was saying something. What'd you say, Kevin?
Yep. They don't open until 9 o'clock.
They don't open till 9?
Here we go.
Okay, so 20 more minutes. Yeah, so we got 20 minutes, and then, oh, here we go. People are starting to show up.
Kevin can hit the slopes.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is when you want to be out there. I mean, this is the greatest day of the year to go to Cloudmont. Again, this is going to be some good stuff here. And again, Kevin's got these drone up that's over the slopes of Alabama's one ski resort, Cloudmont, which is not too far from Mentone. This is great stuff. And again, it will be interesting to see if we actually see some skiers coming down that slope here in just a little bit. And again, I want to stress, this is live right here. This is not recorded. This is not AI. People have a hard time, these days, differentiating, is it real or AI or fake or some jabroni, trying to get social media engagement, putting fake videos. This is real. I might be a jabroni, but this is real, okay? It is really, really coming down on the campus of Troy University. And out of all of the drone shots and all the sky cams on the Regions Network, everything we've had here, this is the heaviest snow rate that we've seen today. And it's not in Jackson County, it's not in DeKalb County, it's not in Cherokee County, it's not in Cleburne, it's in Pike County. Wow, and again, a little convective snow band is set up. And looking back at yesterday, looking at some of the good high-resolution modeling, there was some evidence they tried to put down some little snow bands in South Alabama. And of course, often you just think, blow it off, but it looks like those things might actually verify in this case. But this is a tremendous view coming from the campus of Troy University with heavy snow falling this morning. And again, look, this is the Skycam section. That's Jackson County, where they've got nothing but light flurries at that one spot. Now, parts of Jackson County do have icy roads, and they've got snow cover, and no doubt about that. But this is pretty remarkable right here. So, again, this is what we want to do with the Alabama Weather Network. We want this to be visually interesting to you so you can see the weather. That's why we put all of the resources into this Region Skycam network. That's why we have Kevin Henderson and Brett Adair, John Olshoe with drones up in the field so you can see it. Again, over here, that's a live look at Cloudmont, Alabama's only ski resort, which is just fascinating to watch. And I think we're going to be seeing maybe after 9 o'clock here, once they open, some folks going down the slopes. We're rotating through some of the Region Skycams and also some cameras from the Barron Institute over in North Alabama. And this is the Region Skycam network. And again, this is the campus Skycam at Troy University, home of the Troy Trojans. And you can see the roofs beginning to turn white here. And who knows, maybe the best thing, some of the best videos on college campuses after a good snow, where the kids get out there and have snowball fights. I mean, I look back on some of the big snows we've had here in past, and the videos that people send me from like the Quad and the University of Alabama, where those kids are having snowball fights. Gets no better than that. So again, just good steady snow coming down at Troy with 27 degrees. Pretty remarkable stuff. And again, we're watching Cloudmont. Drew, you ever been snow skiing?
I have, but unfortunately not at Cloudmont. I feel like I should be up there right now, but no, I've been a couple times in North Carolina. I haven't done the big real thing out west, I guess.
Scariest day of my life, Telluride, Colorado, one day in March on the slopes. I lived to tell about it and swore I'd never do it again.
So I have been to Snowmass, the mountains of Colorado, Aspen, and I've been to Snowshoe, West Virginia, and I signed up for snowboarding. That was a bad choice. That was a really, really bad choice where I should have been skiing. But in Colorado, I was doing okay for an old man. I was doing fine. But it's very invigorating, and it's just, to me, it's the scenery. I mean, if I'm on a ski slope, I'm just looking around at the weather and the scenery and everything. But again, we're noticing that the ground is turning white. getting some light accumulation here at Troy, Pike County. So again, we'll be watching this camera with great interest. And that's the one thing. These are not fixed cameras. Some of the cameras you see online, they're just stationary. No, 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 no. All of our region sky cams, full control, pan, zoom, tilt, everything. And we thank John Olshu for being up this morning and working with us, showing this pretty remarkable imagery coming in here from the campus of Troy. They got the snow machine going, Drew. Look over here.
Yep, it's a good time to make it.
Yeah, this is enhancing the natural snow that's come down. And they've got certain criteria where they can make snow, and there's certain days where they cannot make snow. But I guarantee you, they're making snow today. And again, I can't wait to watch folks coming down the slopes. And again, this is the one thing we do want to do on this network. This is a statewide network. I know this state. I love this state. I was born here. I will die here. I'll be buried here. And to showcase what we have with the cameras and the drones, that's one good thing about coverage like this, is the fact that we can show you some really remarkable things about this state. Of course, we're doing the Spanning Alabama stories, but even on days like today, with this type weather, we can showcase the beauty we have in this state and the diversity we have in this state from top to bottom. And this is just incredible. So South Alabama behind me, Northeast Alabama here, and we're rotating through all of our sky cams. And of course, the one thing we want to stress, it's awfully cold. It is brutally cold. Temperatures stay in the 20s all day over North Alabama. Tomorrow morning, we might see some single-digit lows for Northeast Alabama where the snow cover is down. Tomorrow, with sun, we should get up. Tennessee Valley might stay below freezing all day tomorrow. Most spots will likely see mid to upper 30s, and hopefully with a strong sun, that will help to alleviate any of the icing issues we have on the roads in Northeast Alabama. But again, many road questions. Remember, algotraffic.com, or go to the Algo Traffic app. That's the Alabama Department of Transportation. And again, Google Maps, Apple Maps, the maps on your phone, that's real-time traffic information. We're not in the traffic business. Never have been, never will be. That's not our jam. We're in the weather business. We can tell you what the weather's going to do and some general ideas about road conditions. But again, just those are your resources for travel. And it's turning into a winter wonderland here. Goodness. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. Last night, I would not be thinking we would be spending most of our time looking at Troy in South Alabama on the region Skycam network, looking at the best snow rates here. But that's pretty incredible. Wow.
We always say there's going to be a surprise somewhere, James.
With every winter event, there's always a surprise. And just maybe this is the one. And again, the mesoscale models did suggest this to some degree. Maybe some of these convective snow bands setting up down here in South Alabama, but really not to this degree.
I think it had them kind of further west too, pretty consistently. So
yeah, it seemed like it was like Tuscaloosa down to Monroeville and kind of that stretch, and not this part of Southeast Alabama. And again, look at Albertville, beautiful. Crepuscular rays there, that's incredible. 18 degrees, beautiful sky, winter sky. So again, we've got the live drone with Kevin Henderson over Cloudmont, Alabama's one snow ski resort. And we're going to see some folks on the slopes here. They open up at 9 o'clock. And behind me, this is not Erie, Pennsylvania. This is not Cleveland. This is Troy, Alabama, where they have just a really impressive convective snow band has set up here. And for some of you, I know you've not had a single flake of snow, and that's the way it works. The snow showers are somewhat random and scattered, but goodness gracious. And again, Bill, when you're ready, we'll go back over to Bill for some of the viewers' images and videos that you've sent us this morning. And again, we see them all in real time, and we're so thankful for them. We can't post them all, but we see them all. Looks like the sun is breaking out in Cullman. They're at 17. That's Fairview and Cullman County at 16 early this morning. All right, let's quickly go to WEXO 5, and Bill, we'll come back to this in just a second.
Yeah, this is snow-covered road in Henniger. James really shows where the accumulation has, been able to, as we were talking about, the old folks say, stick This is a good video right here, but I'm afraid I missed somehow captioning it. So that was just beautiful video. This is Jemison down in Chilton County with a few snowflakes flying. Always nice to see that. James, you were talking about Albertville. How about playing softball on this 19-degree morning? Sand Mountain Park, the beautiful facility up there. And that's some dedication.
Ouch.
I tell you, that is some dedication. These are some beautiful dendrites from Pinson. Just beautiful when you can isolate those amazing God's handiwork, those snowflakes. How about Del Rio, Tennessee? I did a double take when I saw it, James. I thought it was Del Rio, Texas. Whoop! And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't think that's right. This is Ben Presley, one of our great sky watchers in Troy. Who would have thunk it? There it is going on. I'm sure the students there are having a ball. This is Raymer, Alabama, with some good snow.
You ever been to Raymer?
I don't think
it's next door to Grady.
You say what now?
It's next door to Grady.
Okay, that's good.
Grady is a suburb in South Montgomery County.
Well, when I get to Grady, I'll head over to Raymer. James, this is our great friend Michael Bell, Modern Brands, who's been a big help to us. He's using an official James Spann snow measuring device there.
Yeah.
Looks like 8.5 inches. Thank you, Michael, for that. We appreciate you for everything you do. This is Marbury down in...
home with the Bulldogs.
There you go. There you go. And, James, this is Goshen. Haven't called their name out today.
Goshen Elementary is one of my favorite stops in Pike County. Again, this is not that far from Troy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And this image right here is from Mentone. So that's a great image, and I think I may be at the end of my line. So I'll go back to pulling bonbons off the line here and have some more pictures for you in a few minutes.
All right, 8:49. This is really remarkable. Again, this is the Alabama Weather Network, and you're watching live coverage of a snow event across Alabama today. It's not snowing everywhere. For some of you, the sun is out. For others, it is snowing. To beat the band, like Troy, out of all of the images we've seen today, these are the heavier snow rates. Pike County, South Alabama, 45 miles south of Montgomery, 26 degrees, amazing. Over here in the top box, this is Kevin Henderson, who is live in DeKalb County with the drone overlooking Cloudmont, the ski resort in Alabama. We do have snow skiing here. That's up on top of Lookout Mountain, and again, they open at 9 o'clock, and hopefully we'll get some live shots of the skiers coming down. And then down below in the bottom box, those are the sky cams rotating through our region Skycam network in various parts of the state, so you can kind of see weather where you are. And again, the object of what we want to do here is to make this visually interesting, and you have to have resources to do that. And we're so thankful we have those resources with our folks in the field like Brett Adair, John Olchu, Kevin Henderson. They've been out today with all of these amazing sky cams, with the images that you send us, the videos that you send us. So again, that's the goal, not just for winter storms, but for every high impact event, whether it's a tornado threat, a tropical threat. That's what we do here. And we take care of the whole state, all 67 Alabama counties. But again, this is Pike County and Troy, where the snow has just been remarkably consistent and moderate to heavy at times. These are convective snow showers down here. Again, Kevin Henderson, from time to time, you'll see him take up the drone. And again, he is at Cloudmont in DeKalb County, which is not too far from Mentone, up on top of Lookout Mountain. And again, down below, that's our rotating views of various region sky cams, mainly over the northern half of the state. We have so many cameras now, we kind of have to pick and choose in the rotation here. In this case, we're choosing the northern counties of the state. But again, obviously, the one camera that's been amazing, it's down here in at Troy in southeast Alabama. The snow showers will gradually be winding down later this morning and early this afternoon. But for some, it's been pretty interesting this morning. I'll say that. Wow. So, Drew, if you would just quickly walk us through. We have new people that are coming online. Kind of walk us through what's going to happen for the rest of the weekend, the intensity of the cold air, and the chance of lingering snow showers here.
Yeah, James, we'll do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our model here. So, talked about this a few times. Models don't always do a great job of handling these kind of snow events like this. So you can see right now, not showing nearly as much as what we are currently seeing, but still giving us an idea that there is some snow, especially on kind of on the eastern side of the state. So we'll kind of walk through where we'll go here over the course of the next few hours. And so as we get into basically around noon, so right now, the model's trying to show that basically that the snow kind of starts to taper off, and it's certainly possible that it does. I mean, the system, the parent low that's involved with this, will be moving slowly off towards the northeast, and so we would expect that eventually we'll start to see a little bit of a decrease in some of the action as we move through the course of the day. But the main thing that'll still be in place for a while will be the cold air. So you can see by noon we're still in the 20s through basically the northern half of Alabama, mid to upper 20s, around freezing or maybe a little bit above as you move further to the south. And then you can see we have the brisk northwesterly winds will continue with this. As we continue to move into the afternoon, we'll see here that into the evening that might start to see some clearing further towards the south, but still could see some lingering snow showers further towards the north. Wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see some of those, especially in the northeastern part of the state where things kind of started out earlier today. But I would expect places further towards the west and to the south eventually will start to dissipate. But again, the temperatures still in the 20s across basically almost the entire state, with the winds continuing to be extremely cold. But again, as we get later in the evening, still showing a few more of those blue blips right there, indicating that we still could continue to see either some flurries or some snow showers, especially in North Alabama. So don't be surprised if you get another round of that, if you're in that part of the state, especially later on tonight. Now, we move into the late night period. We start to see temperatures plunging back down into the teens in North Alabama. We move into Sunday morning, and you can see that we get down. Now, this is, again, a lot of the models are trying to show maybe mid-upper teens. Still possible that we could get lower than that in some spots. A lot of it depends on, do the winds slacken off a little bit, which we do expect that they will a little bit, but there's still maybe a decent breeze out there as we get into the early morning hours. Also, a lot of the models are continuing to show the possibility of some cloud cover in the northern part of the state that you don't necessarily see further to the south. So if that does pan out, that also could keep the temperatures from getting quite as cold in the north as they could otherwise if those clouds weren't there. So that'll be something that may mitigate the extremely cold single-digit temperatures, but I still wouldn't be surprised if we get a few to that point. We'll see as we get into that. Now, as we move into Sunday afternoon, we're better than we are today as far as a temperature standpoint, where we get into the 40s further into South Alabama, may get up to places like Atmore up to around 42 degrees, but still 30s across a good portion of the state as we see another chilly or cold day out there. Winds should be a little bit more relaxed though, and so that will help it not feel quite as bitterly cold as it feels today. And then again, as we get into Monday, compared to what we're seeing right now, that's not too bad. Expect to see a decent amount of sunshine. Could be getting those highs back into the 50s up through places like Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, still probably generally in the 40s in the Tennessee Valley. But yeah, Monday's definitely looking a little bit more pleasant from a temperature standpoint for sure. Now let's take a quick look at our current temperatures and our current wind chills, and then we'll kind of walk into some of the forecast wind chills. So again, temperatures right now still very cold across the state. We're still hanging out in the teens. It's approaching 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 18 in Huntsville still. It's 19 in Hamilton. It's 20 in Birmingham. And these are just temperatures, not the wind chills. And then we're still below freezing through most of the state. And in fact, it looks like everybody in the state still either at freezing or below. So we have not gone above freezing quite yet, even in Gulf Shores where it's 32 degrees. It's 29 in Mobile as well. So still very, very cold, despite the fact that we're a couple hours into seeing some sunlight at this point, in some spots at least. Now again, looking at the wind chill, factor in the fact that we've got very gusty winds, then it feels almost to 0 degrees in Huntsville. It's showing up as a 1 degree wind chill right now at the Huntsville International Airport, 7 in Florence, 8 in Gadsden, 4 even in Birmingham. And then further to the south, it feels like it's in the teens, all the way down to places like Troy and Andalusia and Atmore and even to Mobile. It's feeling very, very cold out there right now as far as the current wind chill. Now let's go ahead and we'll kind of roll that into the future wind chill. And this is what we see there. So again, throughout the day, maybe as we get into the afternoon, we'll get out of single digit wind chills in North Alabama, but we're close. It's still going to be low teens basically in the northern part of the state and throughout the rest of the state. Even in the kind of the what is typically the warmest part of the day, you still see wind chills down into the teens and low 20s, very, very far south in the state, and still into the 20s all the way down to the coast. And then moving further into the evening, so then things kind of drop off a cliff again as we get into the nighttime hours, where we're now starting to see those single-digit wind chills back, and even moving into places like Alexander City and Auburn, maybe even Troy, especially considering how much the snow that is falling in Troy right now. Any of those areas that get a little bit more snow that actually stays on the ground, that's going to help them be even colder tonight potentially. So it's interesting that it seems to be kind of picking up on that a little bit in that area. Then as we get into early tomorrow morning, this is where you really kind of bottom out as far as both the temperatures and then the wind chills. And earlier we looked at the fact that temperatures may not get it down to the single digits, but definitely the wind chills will be enough wind left that we expect to be well down into the single digits and maybe even a little bit lower in a few spots. 5 degrees, what it'll feel like in Gadsden, Coleman, maybe only 3 degrees in Anniston, and then still feeling like 5, 7, 9 places like Troy, Andalusia, and Geneva, and down to Mobile and Gulf Shores, feeling like low teens as we get into tomorrow morning. Now we get into the afternoon and things improve. It'll still feel like it's around freezing across a good portion of the northern part of the state, and near there too, not too much further up in the southern part of the state. So very, very cold as we move through the next couple of days. And just keep that in mind. If you're going to be outside, just prepare for that, obviously, because it's going to be pretty uncomfortable out there if you have to be out there for any length of time, James.
All right, we're coming up on 9 o'clock. This is the Alabama Weather Network, and we'll probably need to flip to Brett's stream, and that Kevin's going to be down for about the next 10 minutes. Brett is at Cloudmont, and again, this is Brett Adair's live stream. And Drew, let's see if Drew can talk with Brett and kind of find out where he is. I don't know if we've got Brett's audio or not.
Brett, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm not hearing him. I'll ask him. And
okay, we'll get him and find out. But again, Brett has been moving north. He started in Calhoun County. He's been coming up through Cleburne County, and it looks like he's crossing Interstate 59. So he would most likely be in DeKalb County at some point. And again, exactly where, whether it's Collinsville or Valley Head, don't quite know that at this point. But again, we'll get a specific location here in a minute. And this is what many roads look like where the heavier snow showers have been coming down today in northeast Alabama. And again, there's a winter weather advisory for these counties, for Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne, Randolph, also Clay, Calhoun, Etowah, Marshall involved in that. But the bigger issues have been right in through here. Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, and Cleburne. Again, we'll get obviously it's snowing lightly there, and we'll get a specific location here shortly. Many of the major roads are just dry, but we've got some icy spots, especially up here in this northeastern corner of the state, where they've had some pretty good snow showers. And again, if you've been watching, we've had that very heavy convective snow band over Troy. And again, this is, we apologize for that noise. In our studio complex here, they're doing a fire alarm test, which sometimes happens on a Saturday morning, and this will stop here in just a second. There is no fire in our studio complex. We're going to keep on going. So again, that will stop here in just a second. And there is no emergency condition here, which is a good thing. Our studio complex is in a very good, secure location, and we're thankful for our security team here that does the smoke alarm tests. So anyway, there we go, 9:01.
They came through about 1:30 in the morning last Friday night, James. I was shocked by the door opening at 1:30 in the morning, and they were checking the fire extinguishers.
The security team is just great. I appreciate what they do, and they check on us on a regular basis, and this day and age, having security is a good thing. Do we know Brett's location yet?
I think I've got his audio up now. Brett, can you hear us?
Yeah, Drew, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Brett. Where are you located?
I'm at US 11 here at the Sulphur Springs exit at I-59. pretty heavy snow coming down here on the interstate now with much of the roads covered. So this is the heaviest snow I've seen all day.
Okay, thanks, Brett. Yeah, he's at Sulphur Springs, basically on 59 there. So, so he's gotten up into the heavier snow. Earlier, you were further to the south, right, Brett? But you weren't seeing as much when you were further in like Piedmont, places like that.
Yeah, when I came across Little River Canyon, I saw a little bit of snow accumulation from a dusting early this morning. But right now, it looks like we're getting into the heavier snow across the far northeastern sections.
Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, he's basically saying he's come back into the northeast once he's gotten into the more northeastern area of the state, crossing past Little River Canyon. He was starting to see some more snow. Now he's kind of back in the heavier snow now, and I will say it's stayed pretty consistent. Of course, we've had that burst of snow in Troy, but with that uplift, with the terrain up in the northeastern part of the state and being a little bit closer to the system there, it looks like we've kind of at least sustained the snow showers and flurries pretty much throughout the morning, and so that's continuing to happen there.
Think I can get that thing active.
Okay. Yeah. So Brett says he'll be sending us some drone video. He probably won't be able to do it live, but he's going to send us some video we'll be able to put up here in a little bit, James.
Okay. So again, 9:03, and we're watching Brett Adair from northeast Alabama along Interstate 59, where we have a light snow cover. And again, you can see the traffic's moving along 59. Okay. And one of the things we're trying to watch, it's our partners with the local emergency management agencies. And again, our friends from Jackson County, they've reported several icy spots in Jackson County. Again, that's this northeasternmost county of the state up and through here. Again, this is where snow continues to fall. This is Jackson, this is DeKalb counties. And again, Brett is along Interstate 59. Exactly where, Drew, did he say is located?
Sulphur Springs.
Oh, okay, so he's up here. Mm-hmm. So he's up here above Mentone. Sulphur Springs is right here. Valley Head, Mentone here, Sulphur Springs up in here. So again, this is, Kevin Henderson was there a little earlier. Kevin and Brett are pretty much doing chaser convergence, would happen sometimes, but they will not be fighting. They're good friends. Again, shortly, Kevin is going to put his drone back up overlooking Cloudmont. We've seen some remarkable drone images coming in from Kevin this morning, but he's going to be over the Cloudmont ski resort. But let's quickly pop Troy back up. The snow stopped for about 10 minutes, but it's starting again. Again, some of the better snow rates that we've actually seen today have been coming from Pike County down here in southeast Alabama. Pretty remarkable stuff. So it stopped for about 10 minutes and it's back. And again, we're getting just a dusting down here, but it's 27 degrees. And if these heavier snow showers continue, we might have enough snow for a little bitty snowman or a snowball fight down here in the southeastern part of the state. So again, the top box, this is coming from DeKalb County in northeast Alabama near Sulphur Springs. That's north of Mentone, north of Valley Head. Behind me, this is from Troy University, snow falling on the campus of Troy. And again, over here, those are rotating views in various members of our Region Skycam network, so you can see weather where you are. It's not snowing everywhere. For some, the sun is out. And again, today, things are going as expected. We have a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Snow flurries and snow showers this morning. Those will likely be winding down early this afternoon. But again, the plan, we'll stay here for about another 30 minutes or another hour. We'll be here until about 10 o'clock this morning. But again, you can see that we're getting to see the ground white. And if this keeps up, that ground's going to be snow covered with some light accumulation. How about that? So again, the snow rate of the day, it is not coming from northeast Alabama. It is coming from Pike County in South Alabama. Wow. So let's go back to temperatures very quickly. And again, everybody's got cold. Everybody is in very cold air. That's the one thing that doesn't matter where you are. You cannot escape this. The barbed wire fence on the Tennessee state line is not going to hold this air back. Right now here at 9:06, It's 18 in Cullman, 19 for Florence and Hamilton. Birmingham sitting at 21. The only spot above freezing is Gulf Shores, a toasty 36. 31 for Dothan, 30 in Mobile. And if we can pop up the current wind chill indices, Drew, I want to show what it feels like. Feels like 1 degree in Cullman. It feels like 5 in Birmingham. It feels like 8 in Thomasville in Clark County. We have single-digit wind chills all over the northern half of the state. And again, we're going to see winds at times gusting to maybe 35, 40 miles an hour. Bill, you got some more images over there?
Yeah, James,
go.
My first thing that I have to do is make a correction. I earlier said this was Mentone. I was conjuring my great Skip Carey, where he used to say, that's a fan from, from Mentone, Alabama. So I was doing that earlier. I was channeling him, but that is actually Cloudland right there. James, this magnificent bird, I don't know if it's the same one that occasionally roosts on our Coleman camera, but Michael Davison sent this in. Just a beautiful, majestic red-shouldered hawk, not related to the winter weather, but just gorgeous. Roanoke, Alabama, getting in on the act right there with some snow flurries a little bit earlier. And this an official measurement from Asheville, North Carolina, 4 inches there with a ruler, with a tape measure. This is from Magnolia in Marengo County, I believe, James. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's right. And let's go back up to Pigeon Forge. I'm always a sucker for a river in a wintry scene, and we've got it there in Pigeon Forge. And the standard placeholder. The only thing missing is the SPAN moniker, like last week, James. But we really appreciated that, young man. This is 2 miles north of Chattanooga. This beautiful pup up there that's a well-dressed dog, James Spann.
It is.
That is a well-dressed dog. And this is from Hope Hull. We haven't called out Hope Hull. They're southern Montgomery County. I think this is like a geography test every week, James. You can mark me off when I miss. This is Delta in Clay County with some beautiful flakes flying. That's just a gorgeous scene for a Saturday morning. And this right here, this snow is at the High Point Trailhead in Piedmont, so kind of up there where Brett was earlier. This is Fruithurst in East Alabama, beginning to get a little bit of accumulation on the grass and enough on the parking lot that you could do some donuts. This is Paint Rock Valley High School from our prolific skywatcher, Daniel Harbin, sent in this great video right here in the Paint Rock Valley. He spends a lot of time. And James, this stream is officially going to the dogs. I can tell you right now.
Dogs love to watch the Alabama Weather Network. That's all I'm saying. All right, so 9:10, and we are live on the Alabama Weather Network here as we are working an interesting event. This is Abbeville, where they've got some blue sky. This is near Troy in southeast Alabama, just southeast of Troy. And they're below freezing at 30 degrees.
They're looking back towards the snow showers, I think they're on the horizon, all that white kind of gray.
So let's go back to Troy, and you can see what's underneath this, and it's still coming down here at 9 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Goodness gracious. Yeah, this was not on the old bingo card. Having our heaviest snow rates coming in from Pike County in southeast Alabama this morning. So again, pretty remarkable scene. And this is Kevin Henderson, who's got the drone up, and hopefully we're going to get some snow skiing action here soon. This is from Cloudmont, and again, there's the sun, filtered sunshine trying to break through. Cloudmont is up near Mentone on Lookout Mountain in northeast Alabama. And again, this is just fascinating to watch. Oh yeah, there you go. They don't
have skis on, do they?
Yeah, I think they're skiing on their shoes, which is not the recommended way of getting down the hill. Maybe they're testing the slopes to see the powder conditions we have here. You know, I've never done a ski forecast. I listen to some of these guys out west and up north do their ski forecast. I've not done one of those, but yeah, we've clearly got folks that are getting set to get everything open. We've got the lift going. And soon we're going to be watching live some Alabama snow skiing. I've been doing this 47 years. I have never had live snow skiing from Cloudmont. The resources we have here. This is going to be so good going forward.
James, do you think they have any dynamite up there in case they need to blast some avalanches out of the way?
Yeah, you know, I've never worked an avalanche warning in Alabama before, and hopefully this will not be the first day for that. But again, this is going to be pretty fascinating to watch. We'll go back to the triple real quick. I want to keep the Troy camera going here because really, both of these things, it's just fascinating what we have going on in Mentone and what we have going on down here in Troy. And again, I want to stress, this is not some kind of AI fake stuff. You know, this is real. And this is what it looks like on the campus of Troy University, where they've got a good, moderate to heavy snow shower, and they've been in this for a while. The grass is turning white, the rooftops are turning white, and they're sitting at 26 degrees. And again, there's a look at our folks waiting to get in and do some skiing on the Alabama slopes, Lookout Mountain. Soon we're going to have some good snow skiing action going on here this morning. There's Birmingham down below, the live look at Birmingham overlooking UAB, the south side 21, coming from the top of Region Center. Winds gusting to 36. Again, we're going to see those winds gusting to 30, 35, 40 miles per hour at times today. Going to be very, very blustery and cold. But we'll be in the 50s by the middle part of the week ahead. Next system will bring rain and not this. And I do believe next weekend we actually don't have any high impact weather. We've been doing live coverage on the weekend here for the past 3 weekends in a row. But sometimes it works out that way, and it doesn't bother us at all. It is a joy. This is what we were born to do. My wish for everybody is that they wake up and they cannot wait to come to work and do what they do. And I've had that for so long, and it's been just a joy to be able to do this. So we're watching snow in Troy. We're watching folks getting set to get on the slopes at Cloudmont up in northeast Alabama. And again, we're rotating through our Skycam views on the region's Skycam network this morning. And thank you for making the choice to watch us. The other nice thing about what we do here, our live coverage is uninterrupted. We don't take breaks. We're just here. And again, we just have a tremendous advantage in the resources, the staff we have here, the way it's set up. And this building this network, it's been a lifelong dream. And I'm just honored to be a small part of it here. And again, we'll stay with us for another hour or so. Look at the buildings. Rooftops are turning white down here on the campus of Troy University. Drew, what are they doing over here at Cloudmont? You're our analyst. You're our ski analyst here. It looks like guys, coming out to fix a mound before a baseball game.
Well, are they making like, is it the slalom? Is that what they're there? Are they making for people to kind of, to go back and forth? I forget, isn't that what it's called, the slalom?
Yeah, the Olympics are coming up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we've got some Olympians going to be doing some training there.
Maybe we should make a bid, bring the Winter Olympics to Alabama.
Yeah.
I would assume they're kind of checking conditions, maybe to see the snow depth. We'll find out later. Trust me, these guys will send us a note real quick about what they're doing because everybody watches this, and we'll know shortly. But this is
they're making a call to the emergency rooms to alert them how many patients to expect.
Paramedics will be on standby. No, I will say I have not been to Cloudmont in probably 30 years. It's been a long time. I really, and I speak a lot in DeKalb County, up Mentone and Valleyhead and places like that. I need to stop by. In fact, let's do a Spanning Alabama on that. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do a Spanning Alabama story on Cloudmont. So that will be we're gonna put that on our list of things to do. Bill, what you got?
Yeah, James, I had a great. Someone wrote us this week, and Drew passed it on to me as the resident weather historian. Lady making a temperature blanket, something I had never heard of. Drew, had you ever heard of that?
No, it was something where she basically was putting a different color into the blanket as she was making it each day based on, the temperature. So
Yeah,
by
I
the
thought
end of
it
the
was
year.
very cool, and I wouldn't put that past being a great Spanning Alabama when she finishes it, James, because I love that. I love our segment, and John Olshey for coming up for that name, Spanning Alabama. How great was that?
This is just, I'm just sitting here watching this like everybody else, kind of watching how the progression is going here. But Bill, I'm going to take WEX 05 for just a second.
Okay.
Brett Adair has just sent in some drone video, and he wanted us to take a look at that. So again, Brett's had his drone up today. Kevin Henderson's had his drone up today. Let's go to WEX 05 real quick. And this is coming from Brett Adair. And again, that's Interstate 59. And obviously, it's right there at the US 11 exit, Sulphur Springs Road. And this is what it's been looking like in northern DeKalb County today. Again, this is north of Fort Payne, up around Mentone, and really north of Mentone and in Valley Head. And we thank Brett for being out today. Brett's just, he's done such a great job over the years. He's very well known in the chaser community, and we're so thankful that he's working with us on the Alabama Weather Network. And again, that's what Interstate 59 looks like right now.
I think that truck that just went by had a Hummer on the back of it, like a military.
Really? Wow. So again, you can see that the main roads are okay. The secondary roads are probably pretty icy. And again, this is the northeastern corner of the state. This is Jackson, DeKalb County, specifically those two. That's where most of the really icy conditions have been reported today. But again, at the moment, everything looks okay. And thankfully, this is kind of a dry, powdery snow, strong winds. It's just flying around, and not a lot of that is getting on the main roads, obviously, but on the secondary roads where there's not much traffic, they are white and snow covered in many areas. And for a lot of this, it's just snow cover, and it's a lot easier to drive on snow instead of ice. But down here in the Deep South, we're not veterans at driving on snow. We're not the best at it. And a lot of folks would just choose to stay off the roads today. But and then again, we stress for Huntsville, Birmingham, the major cities, everything's fine. Montgomery, we've had some snowflakes for sure, snow flurries, but the better snow showers, as advertised yesterday and in recent days, across the east and northeastern counties of the state, specifically parts of Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne counties. It's a beautiful shot right there. That's just gorgeous. You cannot beat the drone video, which is what's going to make our coverage really spectacular and different here. And remember, during times of severe storms and tornadoes, we'll have the same crews in the field doing the same thing. Social scientists, they've told us that if you can show people the weather, give them a real look at it, not just radar, everything changes, and they tend to make better decisions for them and their families. And and I say this all the time, I've got the easiest job in the world. I'm standing in front of a green wall in a warm, safe studio. The hard part, it's these guys out in the field, and we're so thankful for what they do and our team that we'll be having out in the field. And again, it's 9:20 on Saturday morning. This is video from Brett Adair, who is in northern DeKalb County in northeast Alabama. And that's what some of the secondary roads look like. And again, you can see they are snow covered, but traffic is moving along. And again, that's the bridge at Sulphur Springs over Interstate 59. This is between Mentone and Rising Fawn, Georgia. Mentone, Alabama, and Rising Fawn, Georgia. So again, thanks to Brett for that video. So let's go back to the boxes here. And again, the snow continues to fall at Troy. On the campus of Troy University, rates have come down a little bit, but notice the ground is kind of white out here. And by the way, Bill, if you can get the world's smallest snowman, that's a great picture. We'll get that on the next set if we can. In fact, hang on. Take WEX 05 real quick. I'll just do it right. That's the world's smallest snowman, okay? I mean, there you go. You got to do what you got to do.
That beats last week's the second place contender right there. That's
that's in Trustful, and they had flurries, and they had just enough snow to make that little snowman. That's outstanding. All right, go back to the triple box here. And again, this is Abbeville looking back at these. And this looks convective, Drew. This looks like a summer afternoon.
That's what I was thinking. We got low-hanging clouds. It looks like a thunderstorm.
What, we got a
back
wall
here.
cloud going on here?
Yeah.
I mean, this is convective snow down here in southeast Alabama. And the snow rates are really intense here. And again, this is looking back into the snow showers that have been over Troy and parts of Pike County. This is coming from Abbeville down in Henry County, where they've got just light snow flurries here. But if you're underneath this stuff, got some pretty good snow showers. Let's take that drone full real quick. What in the world? And if only this guy knew that he was live on the Alabama Weather Network right now, he probably would be giving us some more enthralling video here. But
Is he snowboarding?
That guy's not even going to help.
yeah, his buddy's saying, "What happened to you, pal? You're on your own. Get up.
Looks
Let's
like
go."
you snow mask there, James, for a minute.
Yeah, and for me, the snowboarding thing just didn't work. The ski thing works, but the snow, I don't know. It's just, it's not my thing. But again,
I imagine there's not many, really like professional snowboarders around Alabama, so maybe.
yeah, I know for Butler County, we don't do a lot of snowboarding where I'm from. Yeah, he's just taking a break. I mean, he might have. And again, we're so busy here. I've not had a chance to watch a lot of this live. He might have. I hope he didn't wipe out on the live stream here.
There he goes.
Yeah, come on now. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, he's. I don't think this guy's an Olympian, but he's coming down the hill.
He's better than me.
Yeah, about to say he's a lot better than me.
He's barely going faster than the guy walking.
That is true. That is pretty bad. I mean, that's pretty bad. Yeah, this is at
There we go.
Cloudmont. Yeah, there's some good action right there. Yeah, somebody just told him in his ear, "Hey man, you're live on the Alabama Weather Network. You better kick it up a notch here." Oh boy, this is good stuff. Wow. And again, we stress, ladies and gentlemen, this is not West Virginia. This is not Colorado. This is not Utah. This is Alabama. This is some live skiing action coming from Cloudmont. Now, this guy's going up the hill. What is he hanging on to that thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's your lift right there.
That's your lift.
So that is the lift going up. So you don't have the seated lift. You just kind of hang on to this thing and you get pulled up the hill. Okay, I got it. Yeah, we'll do a story on Cloudmont, and I got a million questions for these guys after this. This is good stuff. And again, the bandwidth's a little constrained. That's the reason it's a little fuzzy. The video quality adjusts based on the bandwidth that you have available. But again, this is good stuff. Let's go back to the triple box real quick, and again, just to watch what's happening. This is Henry County, southeast Alabama, snow falling. We've got heavier snow showers north of here. We've been watching our camera at Troy, where they've had some really, really good snow rates here this morning. This is southeast Alabama, not the mountains of northeast Alabama. So again, it's been that kind of a day. Now, some of you have not had a single flake of snow. I know the snow lovers get very frustrated when they're watching us and they see all this snow in different parts of Alabama. It's kind of the snow lottery. It is what it is. But again, we've got, let's look at Troy real quick just to see what it looks like underneath the heavier snow showers. The snow bands have moved out. All right, we're done for now. So we've got the sun out, the snow showers have ended. And again, just you can see the ground is kind of white down here. The roofs are kind of white. This was, understand this is not the snowstorm of the century here, but anytime you see one snowflake, that's a big deal. And again, growing up in Butler County, which is a couple of counties over from Pike, if you get one snowflake, that's a big deal. All right, let's take Cloudmont full. That's good action right there. Steady, in control, good speed. We've not seen no wipeouts here. Excellent. Looking good. All the way down the slope. Wow. Now, what are those cone things down there? Is that say to stop, or like, whoa, Nelly, stop?
Yeah, Yeah, maybe not. Don't hit the little shack there.
Yeah, please don't hit our shack here. Yeah, that was my main thing when I took the ski lessons. The first thing I told that guy, number one, how do you stop this thing? And you're supposed to like make a little pie shape with your feet, and I figured it out. I'm not, wasn't going that fast, but I did okay with it. But again, this is live from Cloudmont, Northeast Alabama, where we've got folks skiing in the January snow. Of course, they've been making snow today, obviously, to supplement the snow showers and snow flurries we have seen, but pretty amazing scene. We'll go back to the triple box, and again, we've got light snow falling again here at Troy, where they've got 27 degrees. I would have figured we would not be spending that much time on the Troy camera today, but by golly, we have. Pretty remarkable. Again, there's Cullman you see over here. They're at 17. Fairview, that's in Cullman County, they're at 16, just a light dusting there in the field. And again, that gust of 30, the winds will just bite you today. North wind averaging 15, 20 miles per hour, gusting at times to 30, 35, maybe in some cases 40. There's the Florence wind gust, 32, 16 degrees. And of course, that's the other issue. It's the very, very cold Arctic air that's in place. And forget the snow for a minute. Everybody's going to be dealing with the Arctic cold. And tomorrow morning will be the coldest morning. That's when temperatures will likely maybe hit the single digits in some spots, especially where there's snow cover in northeast Alabama. But this is the deep south. We typically don't have the cold snaps that last long. People often will send in a note, when's it going to get cold and stay cold? Well, that doesn't happen at this latitude. This is a low latitude state. Our cold snaps, they come and they go. And again, we'll be back in the 50s by the middle part of next week, and the next system should bring in rain. And for those that have not received snow, we've been working snow events here for the past 2 weekends. But if you've not received snow, in fact, let's see, 2 weeks ago we had snow in southeast Alabama, Dothan, places below Troy. But if you've not seen snow, we've got a long way to go. Some of the bigger snow events here have occurred in March and early April, so long way to go. And again, we're watching skiing at Cloudmont. And again, like as we talked about, the bandwidth a little restricted where Kevin is, but so far we've seen no wipeouts, no incidents. That's good. No paramedics have had to be called in. But the slopes look good, and this is a perfect day for it. You've got folks coming up the lift, headed up to the top of the hill. And again, for those that want to try it, this is up in northeast Alabama's DeKalb County, not too far from Mentone. That's an amazing part of this state. Just spend some time up there. The Little River Canyon, goodness, the beauty, it's just stunning. DeSoto State Park, all of the things you can do up in the northeastern part of the state and the southern part of the Appalachians. We're down here in the foothills. And the scenery is incredible, and again, you can do cool things like snow skiing. So again, let's quickly, Drew, while we got the cameras up, let's just peek at maybe Birmingham, just to show you so many questions about Birmingham. We haven't talked much about Birmingham this morning. We focused on some other places here. We're fine. Birmingham's had some light snow flurries, and as expected, no big issues. Remember the winter weather advisory, that's for areas east of Birmingham. Birmingham, 18, look at here, gust of 43. Now, this is on top of one of the taller buildings in downtown Birmingham, the Region Center. The winds are not that high down at the surface, but still, we've probably got winds gusting to 30, 35, maybe 40. And again, just snow flurries. So Birmingham is okay. Let's look at our Montesano camera up at Huntsville. Huntsville is okay. Same thing. We've had snow flurries in Huntsville this morning. And 13. Winds there gusting to 25, Montesano. I keep watching these snow guys over here. I mean, these guys are good. I mean, we've not had any buffoonery. We've not had any incidents. That's not bad. We ought to rate these guys. That guy, he had some technique going. He had a little bit of style going there. See, I guarantee you know somebody has let them know, hey, man, you guys are live. Let's put on a show here. So again, we're going to stay there with about 30 more minutes. We'll kind of wrap things up on the live coverage at 10 o'clock, and I think we've pretty much assessed everything as best we can for 4 hours. We started this morning at 6 o'clock. We're into 3.5 hours of live coverage. But let's take Cloudmont full. This is coming from Kevin Henderson's drone. And again, this is northeast Alabama. And they are making snow. That's what you see there. Some of the snow machines are all cranked up. But you don't have to drive sometimes to Ober-Gatlinburg or to Snowshoe. You can do it right here. This looks like a younger guy. Yeah, he's doing all right. Let's see how this goes. He's kind of got the wide legs thing going here. I mean, I tried that one time. My legs started getting too wide. I started thinking, uh-oh, a lot of things could go wrong with that. But he's in control, looking good. We've had no incidents so far. All is well on the slopes. Good job. We listen, for a bunch of Alabama people, we're doing okay. There you go. Foot of the hill, you made it. Congratulations. All right, we'll triple box it again and again. The bandwidth is a little challenging. That's the reason that the frame rate is somewhat lower there. This is Cherokee. This is up in the western part of Colbert County in northwest Alabama. And this is one of the areas really hard hit by the ice storm last weekend. This time, the main effect of the snow far east of there. And they're at 15 degrees. Wind out of the northwest at 11. I think the anemometer is finally starting to unfreeze.
Yeah, right.
This thing was totally frozen last week. I mean,
They've been struggling.
Russellville, Franklin County, 15 degrees. They've had some light snow earlier this morning, but just snow flurries, nothing especially heavy. Looks like a few flurries are flying in Franklin County as we speak here. Ardmore, Limestone County. I was up at Cedar Hill Elementary not that long ago there. They're at 16. North wind at 14, gusting to 16. And again, snow flurries is what's happening here. And the snow flurries and snow showers will likely wind down later today. Marshall County, Albertville. We had some pretty cool video that Bill showed earlier. These girls playing softball at that beautiful facility. We did a book signing at that event a couple of months ago. But goodness, 16 degrees with the wind gusting to 30, and you're playing softball. That's tough. That's tough right there. But again, snow flurries, snow showers. Nakalula Falls, Gadsden, 20 degrees. Don't you know that's icy water? We've seen some pretty decent little snow showers in here earlier today, but again, as far as we know, the roads around Gadsden are simply okay. They're mostly dry. Do another Skycam view. This will be coming from Anniston. And let's go back down to Troy. I think the snow rates have increased again. Anniston doing fine. Roads are just dry here. They've had some snow at times today. And it's back. Another good snow shower here. Again, the roofs are trying to turn white. 28 degrees. Goodness. Bill, you got any more shots for us over there?
Yeah, James, we've got some, right now I feel like one of the signs at the airport, the FAA delays, currently experiencing 12-minute delays at the social media desk, and delays are increasing. So I'm afraid that's going to be a factor the rest of the morning over here in the corner. Thanks to all of you for the incredible amount of material you're sending. This is Daniel Harbin. Alabama 146, the road up to Skyline, shows you the conditions there. Not bad. The dry snow has blown off. A little bit of sun trying to come through there. That looks great. James, future meteorologist over in Noonan, Georgia, said this young person has been glued to the window since the snow began. I think we might be working for that person here one day. This is Chief and Champ from Higdon, Alabama. Two beautiful pups up there. Thanks for sending that image in. This is Boone, North Carolina, James, up in the mountains, a beautiful place to go. I'm going to go there in summer, but I love to look at it in winter. This is Auburn in the house this morning with some snowflakes down on the plains and a little war eagle to our friends in Auburn. Now, James, if you don't have enough snow, one solution is to make your own. So this is, we'll have to figure out how to do this because we have good conditions for snowmaking in Helena, Alabama. So no truth to the rumor they're trying to give Cloudmont a run for their money. In geometry, you have to have proofs. In Alabama, you have to have proof that it snowed. One snowflake counts. And that is a beautiful one from Sylacauga right there. Let's go over to Bryson City, North Carolina, where they've gotten a lot of snow already, still a lot to come. This beautiful young lady from Powell, Alabama, just loving the snow up in DeKalb County. And if you got to keep your Milo's tea cold,
That's a great
this
shot.
is how you do it. This is Gatlinburg, and you know, maybe the refrigerator's on the fritz or whatever. You know, you just don't want to put any good food out there because the wild packs of dogs might come along and finish those off. This is up in northeast Georgia. I love that part of Georgia, the Georgia mountains. That was Helen, and this is Ranburne over in East Alabama. And great video from Troy. This is from the ground. We've had all of our great Skycam video, but this is a fabulous video driving the streets. And Drew can identify with this. This young man says, snow or no snow, we got to mow. And James, I think this is a future spanning Alabama, maybe another Major League Baseball groundskeeper coming down the road. We'll end on this picture from, or this video from Sky Valley, Georgia, where it is just beautiful on this Saturday morning.
Okay, 9:37. Woo, boy. Wow. This is pretty remarkable stuff. Again, this is coming from the campus of Troy University, not Cleveland, Ohio, Troy, Alabama, where, again, we've got some pretty impressive convective snow showers in progress this morning. This is one of our Skycams on the region's Skycam network. They're sitting at 27 degrees. Winds there gusting to 17. And these convective snow showers will gradually wind down. In fact, in a minute, we're going to let Drew kind of go through what's going to happen for the rest of the weekend, because many people are asking about what about tomorrow and things like that. But again, this is Kevin Henderson coming from Cloudmont, where they are snow skiing in Alabama. Lookout Mountain. Always love to hear Randy Owens singing about Lookout Mountain. But again, they've had some great snow skiing there today. That's Kevin Henderson's drone shot. It's been fascinating watching that going on at the same time, these big snow showers down in southeast Alabama. For most of you, it's been just snow flurries today. And again, the main road conditions are in that northeastern corner of the state where there's icy travel. Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne, those counties that adjoin the Georgia border. That seems to be where most of the issues have been today. But again, some just incredible scenes down here on the cameras today. And again, this is coming from Troy University. But Drew, if you would, just kind of walk us through the rest of the weekend, because we're going to wrap this up here in a little bit, but I want you to kind of explain what's going to happen from here on out.
Yep, absolutely, James. So we'll go ahead and take a look at our model data for that. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. So taking a look at the HRRR model here, and we'll kind of take it through the next 48 hours or so. And again, we talked about it a number of times. This kind of illustrates the challenge sometimes with these type of events, is that, you know, the models give us some ideas of what may be happening, but they don't always get it perfect. And this is a case here where model is showing not much snow in Alabama right now. Obviously, we can see that that's not the case. Again, it's not like it's inches and inches of snow, but we're obviously getting some snow. But with the amount we're seeing and kind of given it's on this outside edge of this system, doesn't always pick it up very well. So again, right now, not really showing much right here, but we know we got some snow showers, especially in the northeast and especially kind of in the southeastern part of the state, mainly just flurries further towards the west. And again, our temperatures are in the teens and 20s still. So as we move forward into, we'll go ahead and just move into the afternoon here. Now, it does pick up on the possibility that some snow showers do continue to kind of wrap around this low pressure. And so you've still got the possibility of seeing some snow showers there in parts of Cleburne, Chambers, Randolph counties, again, Jackson, DeKalb, all the, Cherokee, all the counties are kind of along the eastern side of the northern part of the state that we've been talking about. We'll continue to see that. But even back further towards the west, in other places in the Tennessee Valley, even into places like maybe Winston County, we could see a few flurries or maybe a few showers over that way being indicated by the models here. Not showing anything super heavy, but you do see this. Notice this little blue blip right here kind of maintains and goes from northwest to southeast. So I don't know, that may indicate that there could be another little convectively enhanced band that could potentially move through this part of the state later on this afternoon. So again, there's still the possibility that happens, even if maybe we might not see as much widespread snow flurries and snow showers is what we've seen earlier this morning. But again, you see the temperatures are still going to be bitterly cold. The wind's going to be continuing to gust 20, 30 miles per hour in many spots, maybe higher in some spots. And the temperatures are still 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon going to be in the 20s primarily in the northern part of the state and just kind of hovering around freezing further towards the south. And then as we move further on into the evening, things don't get a whole lot better. And obviously the temperatures start to drop even more so that we're back down in the teens in places like Hamilton, Coleman. A lot of the northern part of the state will probably be back in the teens as we get into the nighttime period with 20s basically all the way down to the coast. And again, still seeing kind of a mixture of cloud cover, maybe some clear skies in a few spots. But again, the cloud cover as we move into the overnight period here could help us a little bit in North Alabama to not allow temperatures to get quite as cold. However, looking at this run, some of the other model runs I was showing, we're trying to keep North Alabama more in the upper teens as far as the actual temperatures. This one, though, showing possibility of getting down into the lower teens, places like Coleman, maybe around 13. So even with some of this cloud cover indicated here, still showing some really cold temperatures out there. And again, if we get any breaks here and there, we could see some single digits. I think that's still possible within the realm of possibilities, but maybe the cloud cover will help us a little bit here. Again, you continue to see the winds going. We got teens at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Teens are all the way down to places like Atmore, Andalusia, low 20s all the way down to the Gulf, and just a very bitterly cold morning. As we get into tomorrow afternoon, looks like we should see the sun try to come out a little bit more. There's still maybe some lingering clouds in the northern part of the state, but temperatures getting back into the 30s and maybe low 40s, so still cold, but an improvement over what we're seeing today. And if we can get some sunshine, obviously, anytime you're out in the sun, it kind of helps a little bit, even if it's still pretty cold, it still makes it feel a little bit better. And then again, as we get later on, tomorrow night's going to be cold again, not as cold as tonight. The winds do die down some as we get into tomorrow, so that's going to help. Wind chill factors will not be as much of an issue as we get later into the day tomorrow and then into the evening. Monday morning will be cold, but as we get into Monday during the afternoon, hey, we might actually get into the 50s in places like Birmingham, maybe even Coleman, Hamilton, up mid, maybe upper 50s in a few spots in South Alabama. So compared to what we're seeing today, that'll certainly be an improvement. Now let's take a quick look at the wind chill forecast here, because again, that's going to be a big part of what's happening today and through really tomorrow morning and even a little bit into tomorrow afternoon as well. So we've been talking about the current wind chills are in the single digits and a good portion of North Alabama, teens throughout the rest of the state. So as we continue to move through this later this morning and into the afternoon, we will see a brief period, it looks like, where North Alabama will get maybe into the teens as far as wind chills, but still extremely cold out there, not going to make a lot of a difference as far as what it actually feels like to you. And again, we continue through the teens, and then as we get back into 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, we're already back in the single digits for wind chills for the northern part of the state, and everybody else is dropping as well. And then by the time we get to overnight and into early tomorrow morning, look at that. We've got single digit wind chills all the way down to Geneva, Dothan, Andalusia, Atmore. And, obviously just the whole kind of southern and eastern side of the state and also the northern side of the state as well will be in single digit wind chills as we get into tomorrow morning. So if you're going to church or whatever else you might be doing, traveling, whatever, just know that you're going to need to be prepared for that. From a coat perspective or whatever you need to keep yourself warm, you want to make sure you're thinking about that as you go out tomorrow morning. As we get into the afternoon, again, things will improve. The winds will slacken off a little bit, and so it still will feel like you're near freezing across most of the state, but further to the south, maybe in the 40s, so we're starting to see a little bit of improvement, a little bit of moderation. But again, as we get into Monday, that's when we really start to see a little bit of a slight warming trend. That will be helpful there. But yeah, it's going to be a very cold weekend, and there's not much going to be changing about that. But we expect as we get into tomorrow, the snow showers should taper off later on tonight through even the northern part of the state, and then we just expect to be kind of a cold, maybe slightly sunnier day for tomorrow, James.
Great synopsis. Thank you, Drew. Again, it's 9:46. We'll be wrapping up here in a few minutes. We want to thank you for watching us all morning. We've been here since 6 o'clock live. I think we pretty much described everything that's happening and shown everything that's happening. Let's put Troy up behind me one more time, because this has been the Interestingly enough, the sky cam of the morning, you never know which one it's going to be out of all these cameras. It's this one at Troy University, where we have a good, steady snow continuing to fall. They've had snow now for the past hour or so. It's been, the rates have been really good. It's stopped from time to time, but again, that's pretty impressive. And Bill, in one more minute, I'll give you one more round of viewer images and photos here. So in just a second, we'll go over to Bill before we wrap this thing up. And again, I want to be sure and thank Kevin Henderson and Brett Adair for their incredible work with drones and in the field today to help us show you what's been going on up in the northeastern part of the state. But again, it is just a good, steady snow coming down in Pike County. And I can make it official. We have had snow down to Ozark. We have had snow down to Dothan today. Dothan, you had snow 2 weeks ago. You've got it again today. You had snow last year. And again, it just doesn't snow a lot in southeast Alabama. But again, these are flurries in Dothan and Ozark. But again, images have come in just to show that they do have snow as far south as Dothan. So again, it's been a day where a pretty good chunk, not everybody, I understand that, but most people have had some decent snowflakes today. And again, the more significant problems in terms of travel, it's been over the northeastern part of the state in terms of icy roads on secondary roads. The main roads seem okay, but secondary roads in Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne counties could have some icy spots, so be aware of that if you're planning on driving anytime later today. But again, that's pretty incredible right there. All right, Bill, you ready? Are you ready, sir?
I can be ready in about 10 seconds.
All right, so we're going to go back to Bill for more. And again, thank you for sending in images and video. We can't show them all, but we see them all, and they are appreciated, and we thank you for that. All right, Bill, go.
Yeah, my iPad is getting tired over here, James. It's overheating, and delays are 19 minutes and increasing further. This is Highway 278 in Cleburne County at the Polk County, Georgia line near Esom Hill. This is cross-country skiing in Ringgold, Georgia. They're in northwest part of the state, northwest of Dalton. And James, this is a bald eagle sitting on the highway in Ringgold, hitching a ride, probably coming to Alabama because he needs a weather network in Georgia, and he's going to come over here and enjoy ours. And this is a beautiful cardinal. You know, we always have to have a required cardinal. This is from Rosalie. Up in northeast Alabama. James, Groundhog Day is Tuesday. Will Birmingham Bill see his shadow at the Birmingham Zoo? I think he will.
I got so many problems with this Groundhog Day thing. I mean, so it's like, what groundhog? Who's the Pope of the groundhog forecasters? What do you define? Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Well, when we were doing the weather history for the Groundhog Day tropical storm in 1952 this past week, we came across an interesting tidbit. And that is that once groundhogs were delicacy, I guess they did this as a PR move, James, to get off the menu and become weather prognosticators.
So have you ever had any groundhog meat?
No, that's a.
I think John Oldshoe eats those things. We need to ask him.
That's a hard no on the groundhog.
Nutrients supposed to be pretty good.
It tastes like chicken, I guess. This is Sevierville, Tennessee. Those little tiny homes fascinate me. I can barely keep my one room that I work in at home, neat and clean. I'd hate to say if I had to cram all my stuff into a tiny home. James, this is officially 1 inch in a tala. I don't think it counts, though. This is 1 inch in a tala, so don't take that one to the bank.
That's a drift. That's what that is.
All right, so again, we have been here for almost 4 hours, and again, by the way, this is Abbeville, where we got light snow falling here. This is Henry County, southeast Alabama. This is the public television tower. And again, it's been incredible. And again, I want to thank Brett Adair, Kevin Henderson for their work in the field, John Oldshoe for helping us with the sky cams today, Ryan and Bill and Drew. And again, I think that what you're seeing here is an example of what we're going to be in the future. Visually interesting. We can present the weather to you in a different kind of way that will make a tangible difference to help you make a decision for you and your family to keep your family safe. And on a day like today, this is a relatively minor event, but we're going to be working a lot of high-impact, severe weather events here. And again, we've only got part of our team working today. When we've got the full staff in place, it's remarkable. In all my years, I've never had this many people and resources to work with, and it will be really good because of what we have here, what's been built. So again, thank you for watching the Alabama Network. We thank you for your time this morning. Of course, we'll be having updates on our regular stream. And listen, we have the stream going 24/7, even on blue sky days, with interesting features and forecasts. But the encouragement, if you're watching us for the first time, get the app you can put on your television. It's the same way that you watch Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and YouTube. And you can follow us on YouTube, by the way, and watch us that way. But the Alabama Weather Network app, just search for that in the App Store for your television. We have apps for Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire. Put the app on your phone and your tablet. All these cameras you can watch anytime you want. Pick the camera you want, you can watch it full screen. They're beautiful. And it's just that in itself is an amazing resource. And get the app installed, and we will always be here. Bill, what you got?
Yeah, we got breaking news here, James. Let me get this pulled up on WEX 05. This right here is snow in Dothan. So,
There you go.
There you go.
That is the southeast corner of the state. Snow flurries in Dothan, Alabama, Houston County.
And the pool's still open too. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to jump in that thing. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everybody for helping us today. And as always, we're here for you as we wrap this up on the Alabama Weather Network.
Live, statewide.